Good afternoon.
Remember the olden days when we used to get a big produced open from Morales? As I've heard all that
was a
stuff
mail-it-in.
before.
That one was a mail-it-in.
Thursday. He said Thursday.
He did. You're right. He said Thursday, so I'll give him credit for that.
He did it.
He did get the day right.
Come on. Give him a break.
I think we are now locked in on Saturday, June 1 to go to the 3252 at BMO Stadium. I've been going back and forth with Seth Burton over there, who's the PR. Mario Ruiz is very excited about it. You are going to go with me.
100%.
Should be awesome. I want to be in the...
We can get into the 3252? Are you sure?
Yes, I've been dealing with Seth on this right now.
Okay.
We can get in.
Okay.
He can put us in the weed section. He can put us in the gay section. I'm going to start a new gay stoner section. It's going to be awesome.
All right, where should
Who
I
else
go?
could go in the gay
do
stoner section except you?
Yeah, that's true. It's a very
tough
small,
to clear both bars.
very small group.
I'm sure there are people in the gay section
that
are stoners. Right.
What you need to do is welcome either. So if you're gay or a stoner, you can go in the gay stoner section.
Yes,
So
that's a very good idea.
Where do I go? Because I'm neither gay nor a stoner.
You just go with me.
Okay.
Yeah, go with me.
I'm just your buddy.
Yeah, you're my 32, 52 buddy. So we were having the weirdest conversation during the meeting we had this morning, and so Drew Barrymore keeps apparently a list of the people she's had sex with.
Okay.
And she inadvertently left the list at Danny DeVito's house.
Very strange.
Very strange. So there are two things here.
Is Danny DeVito on the list?
No, he's not on the list.
Okay. Wow.
So we don't know. We don't know that.
Yeah,
we don't know the list.
You're right. We don't know if Danny DeVito's on the list.
Why would it even come up? Why would she leave it at Danny DeVito's
Who
house?
keeps a list of everybody they've had sex with? Like, do you have a roster? Is it like a my depth chart for the people? I mean, is that how it works? Laminated.
Well,
I mean, who keeps a list of who they had sex with?
Well, first of all, you're gay, so your list is 5 times as long
my
as
list
mine.
is I have a healthy list.
Yeah.
I have a
Let's
healthy
not do
list.
numbers. Let's not do numbers, but just guess whether your number is high or low.
Yeah.
Mine's low.
You're not.
Is it low?
Well, because
I predicted that. I said John's probably got
I'm
a low.
like, I once I'm with somebody, I stick with them.
Right, which is nice. Which is nice.
So, like, what's a baseline? What is a baseline?
Well, we're not asking the
I know,
numbers.
okay, all right.
No, I don't care. Mine's between 10 and 20.
Okay, that's a
That's
a good run.
There was once a movie called "What's Your Number?"
Was there really?
That was about this very conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Well, now
Brian, is your number higher or if mine is 15? Are you higher or lower than me?
Well, I'm very much in your ballpark. If I'm with somebody, like I'm more of a relationship kind of.
Right.
So it's right around there, actually.
Right around
so
there.
I'd say probably a couple under.
Are you, Mace?
Oh.
Are you?
I don't give a number.
Wait a minute. Just tell me this. Over or under 100?
Oh, come on. I'm not going to answer that question.
If
you're on YouTube,
you just got the answer. Greg, over or under 50?
What do you think?
I would
think you're a good-looking guy. You're young. I think you're right. I think 50's right about your number.
You're over.
I think Bergman's probably.
I think 50 is a
50 is a good
good
number.
guess.
50 is
for
a good
me.
number. What do you think?
Do you definitely know if you're over or under it?
I do.
Okay, I think if I had to guess, I would go under. Laura, you'd go over?
For him, probably like 25. Yeah, like 75.
I think Bergman is kind of
You
a
going
dog.
over, Brian,
I'll
over or
go.
under?
The fact that
yeah,
he says he
over.
knows the number exactly.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
know
go
the
under.
number.
I don't know exactly.
Which
I
way?
don't know exactly.
But you know if it's over or under 50.
General.
I know if it's over under.
All right, I say under. Mason says over. Who's right?
I said
Mason.
Okay.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done. And you're still out there.
No, I'm dating someone.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Greg, should we tell Mason about the completely weird phone call you got from me last night?
You're welcome to.
What is it?
So Lisa and I were out, we were drinking,
Right.
I could tell you guys are drinking, by the way.
and she goes, "Hey, remember?" And I don't remember that girl, Greg, but you probably do.
I mean, she was at
When Bergman came and
Islands.
played pickleball with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's when
I
you
just
met
saw her,
her.
never talked to
Okay.
her.
So cute girl, young girl.
Yep.
When Greg played pickleball with me at Lisa's club,
Right.
afterwards we went and had dinner.
Okay.
So it was Greg, Lisa, and I, and one of Lisa's friends hung in there for a little while.
Okay.
And then she left. And another girl came over to the table, and she likes Bergman. And so she mentioned to Lisa like a few days later, hey, is that guy Greg dating anybody?
Oh, nice.
And at the time you were. And she said, Lisa says to me last night when we're coming home, she says, hey, is Greg still with that girl? I go, I don't know. She goes, well, that other girl is still interested. I go, let's call him. So I thought it would be a very weird call. It probably was a very weird call for you.
Wait a minute. So you called
Lisa and I, in a car, called Greg.
Greg.
And I said, hey, Greg must have saw the phone and go, why is Ireland
to say
calling
like,
me
hey, this girl
at
still
8
likes
o'clock
you?
at night?
I was watching the Dodger game, just laying on my couch, and I'm like, John Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I let Lisa do all the talking, and and Greg goes, "Why? I'm still dating somebody."
Yeah. No, Greg you're kind of spoken for.
Yep.
That's
now.
nice. Yeah.
For now, I mean, yes, but it's going well, and
Good.
I like her, and that's all that matters.
All right, that's important, and
There's
that's
no
as much
label,
as you
but
want to
yeah.
share, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Focus.
All right.
Focus.
Oh, by the way, the reason that we even brought all this stuff up was because Drew Barrymore was doing a movie called Duplex. I don't know if you remember that movie.
Okay.
It was with Ben Stiller.
Right.
Okay.
And I think he was also in that movie, Danny DeVito. And so she wrote her list on the back of notes for the movie.
Gotcha.
And left it over at his house.
Yeah. There are two things. First of all, who counts? Secondly, who writes it down? Thirdly, who carries it around with them with the potential of leaving it somewhere?
Yeah, I can't. And did it ever come up roughly how many names were on the list?
No, they did not say that. They didn't, Bergman, right? There was no...
They didn't say how many, who was on it. It said nothing, but she wrote it down on the back of notes. So.
That's so weird. That's so weird. All right. I thought we'd start the show with that.
Yeah,
that's weird.
well, that was interesting, if nothing else.
By the way, it's Ticket Thursday on 710 ESPN. Keep on listening all day long for your cue to call when you hear it. Be caller number 7, 877-710-ESPN. You win 2 of the hottest tickets in town. Sunday night at the Kia Forum, Netflix is a Joke presents the greatest roast of all time, Tom Brady. Your chance to win all Ticket Thursday on 710 ESPN. By the way, I got a little betting angle on the roast.
Okay, well, I want to ask you guys about the roast.
Yeah.
So one of the roasters is going to be Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll be dry and boring or funny and good?
Let's talk about that.
Do it.
Coming up next, Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All right, if you are hiring, it can take up to 11 weeks on average to hire for an open job. That's almost 2.5 months. You don't have that kind of time. Start using ZipRecruiter. You can do it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter uses powerful matching technology to quickly find and send you the most qualified people for your roles. Or, as my buddy Ian Siegel, the inventor of ZipRecruiter, says, we don't leave anything to chance. So speed up your hiring process with ZipRecruiter. Just go to that exclusive web address to try it for free. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
So, Ireland, you know what I do every night?
Get stoned?
Yes, but I also have been going to the gym.
That's right.
I've been there.
You're on a fitness kick.
I've been there. I was there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, going tonight, going tomorrow. I am on I'm in my summer shred. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing my summer shred.
I love that.
So you can take more pictures in jacuzzis?
Correct. Okay. My summer shred is on, Bergman. What do you think?
The summer shred is very funny.
Yeah, I'm doing the summer shred.
I'm legitimately looking forward to the day you walk in here and you look like Chris Evans. I think that would be amazing.
It's going to happen.
That'd be
very
incredible.
exciting.
Believe me. Captain America.
Odds that it actually happens, Ireland.
I like him. I think he's committed to it.
For how long?
Guaranteed. I'll guarantee it, Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, it's happening. It's happening.
After the Mandy's.
All right, so they're doing this. We're giving away tickets all day to the Tom Brady Roast, which is at Kia Forum coming up. And I actually found some odds. Now, you originally thought they were going to go very easy on Tom Brady. Do you still believe they're going to go easy on him?
The question I have for you is I'm willing to bet any of you on this, but I should get odds because you all think it's so obvious.
Okay.
Will the word Giselle be said at the roast?
What odds are you going to give me?
No, for me, I get the odds. I say they won't mention the name Giselle.
So
not?
Give me $100,000 mythical dollars.
No, but here's the thing. You've got to give me, I would say 100 to 1 on this.
100 to 1. Wait a minute. You said they're not going to mention her.
But don't you think they are?
100%.
I personally do, but you've changed your position.
No, I'm not. My position has always been they're not going to mention her. They're going to stay away from his family.
So why would we give you gigantic odds if you think it's going to come in?
No, he's not going to.
You're all convinced that it's the opposite.
Okay,
so right.
Set the odds. Just figure it out.
I think that.
How much are you betting first?
Well, I'll say if I bet $1,000.
Okay, we'll give you 10 to 1.
No, I think you should give me 100 to 1.
No, I'm not giving you
100 to 1. No,
you say Greg just said 100%. They say the word Giselle.
It is going to happen,
right? So then why not give me 1,000 to 1 if it's going to happen?
No, because it's in the off chance that it doesn't, you get a lot of money.
So it's not 100%.
So no, but odds are what we all agree upon.
Right?
We're not agreeing to
100
to 1.
We'll give you 2 to 1.
I'll give him 10 to 1.
10 to 1?
Yeah.
Well, that's 1,000 equals 100.
Okay.
No, he's betting
$1,000
$1,000
equals 10.
Oh, 1,000 equals 10.
Did you go to school in the Bahamas with Michael?
Yeah, I'm math. Nobody told me there'd be
All right,
math.
if you'll give me that, if you'll give me 10 to 1, I'll bet
1,000.
Right, but I'll bet 10K.
Okay, against our, because I would like to bet.
So we get 1K from you. No, we get 10K from you. You get 100K total.
From you guys, right?
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
By the way, here are the odds. First X to be mentioned. The favorite, Giselle Bundchen at 1 to 2. Arena Shaik, 3 to 1. Tara Reid, 5 to 1. Bridget Moynihan 6 to 1. Layla Roberts, 6 to 1. Megan Vasconcelos,
don't know,
12 to 1, and Jessica Simpson 16 to 1. Those are the odds. So the odds are 1 to 2 that Giselle will be the first X mentioned.
Right. Okay.
And you think no X's?
Yep.
First guest.
I don't think no X's. I just think no Giselle.
First guest to roast Brady of all the people that are participating.
I have a guess for this.
Okay.
Before you even give me the odds.
Yep.
I think it's Gronk.
Gronk is 3 to 1. He's the second choice.
Is Belichick 1?
Belichick is number 1. Yeah, 2 to 1 that he comes out first to roast Brady. To be said first on the show. This is interesting. One of these things will be said first on the show. Super Bowl, GOAT, Mercy, Patriots, Broncos. What will be mentioned first on the show?
Patriots.
GOAT.
GOAT.
Yeah, I like GOAT,
I think
too.
it's GOAT also.
What are the odds I get on Patriots?
Patriots, 3 to 1.
That's not enough.
Yeah, it's not big.
GOAT, by the way, is going to be in the open. Like, the GOAT, Tom Brady. It's going to be the first thing
But
that's
I
said.
think it's when he says mention, I think that means one of the roasters has to mention it.
I think it's just mentioned in the show
No,
itself.
just mentioned in the show.
Yeah, it'll probably be in the open.
And last one I'll do here. How many Super Bowl rings will Tom Brady wear?
7.
All of them.
All of them. Yep.
The odds are 1 to 10 that he'll win 0 to 3, and then all or 7 is 5 to 1. So 5 to 1 odds that he wears all of the Super. I'm guessing he's going to wear all of the Super Bowl rings. Yeah, why not? I think they're going to let him have it. I think it'd be great. And I don't believe that I believe obviously kids are off limits, but I don't believe his divorce is off limits.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will find out. All right, so I wanted to do this one thing before we get to Wheel of Questions, which is Charles Barkley and Shaq had a little confrontation over weight this week before last, I think. And I thought I've been saving this because it's an interesting conversation. And Brian, how does this go? It's Charles calling Shaq fat, I think, is the way this starts.
I believe so. And then it's a lot of what did you use kind of
Then
thing.
there's a back and forth. Okay, so go ahead. And this is Shaq and Charles Barkley sparring about their weight.
You all right, big fella?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to lose some weight. The chair won't break.
Well, I'm lighter than you, fat.
You ain't lighter than me, you fat ass. You ain't lighter than me. Get on the scale right now. Get a scale right now.
Just because you taking Monfuro or whatever you take.
Manjaro.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, you taking Manjaro? What is that? It's a drug.
Yeah.
So is it fair to bring up, because Barkley has talked about this. He lost a bunch of weight on something called Monjaro, and Shaq is calling him out for it on the show. Is that fair?
Sure.
It is.
Between those two, anything. But here's the thing. I think if they both got on a scale, Shaq would weigh more than Barkley.
I do too.
Shaq's taller.
There's more Shaq.
If all four of us got on a scale, who's the heaviest? Brian?
Oh, easily.
Yeah, Brian.
I'm on me.
No, Laura, it's not you.
No,
no,
Laura,
no,
you don't.
no, you, Laura,
no,
we're not.
we don't want to.
No, we're not including you.
Yeah,
Laura.
you're.
What? Why?
Well, because you're a
You
girl.
guys can include me.
No.
I can handle it.
Yeah, we'll be yelled at by the PC police.
She's saying it. We're also saying you're not.
I would be. I know I weigh
I put money on me.
193.5.
What are you?
As of today, 193.5.
Okay. I weighed myself yesterday. I was 189.6.
Okay, so you're next light. And
need to go
Ireland,
down.
I think you're the lightest.
183. Yeah.
183 is the lightest, yeah.
That's weird. I don't know how you weigh less than I do.
How tall are you?
5'10".
So I'm an inch or two taller than you. I have a different metabolism than most people, and plus, I don't eat a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You're
I
one
would
of those
eat
people that
I'm always
eats to
going-
live, doesn't
Yeah.
love
I
to
can go,
eat.
Greg. I've said this before. I can go 2-3 days without eating and be fine.
Yeah. Can't
A lot of people get headaches or can't function. Or,
Right.
I mean, the only reason I eat is because doctors say your body needs fuel, so I eat. But if I don't.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't need to.
Don't you
eat.
ever go out and say, I want to eat a lot. I want to go to this restaurant.
But
I want to get all the
let's say
stuff.
something happens, like some breaking news story, and we got to stay in the air for 17 hours.
Yeah.
I would be the last one to say I need food. You guys might all say at some point, hey, how about somebody order a pizza?
Well, in fairness,
Yeah.
I'm starving.
I don't eat when I'm on the air.
Well, then you have a problem.
Correct.
If
If
we
we're
have
on
to
for
stay
17 hours. Like, there is food comes through here all the time. Pizza and sandwiches and everything. I never,
Yeah, it's true. You very rarely partake.
very rarely, if ever.
What did you do when you were buried alive for 24 hours?
Nothing.
You didn't eat?
No. In fact, you had to fast both food and water for 48 hours before they buried you, so that while I was buried for 48 hours, I didn't have to go to the bathroom. So it was 4 days without eating or drinking anything.
So you had no water underneath?
No, you couldn't have water.
They didn't put like a straw
No, because
down
then you'd
there?
have to pee, and there's nowhere to do it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and that was
Wow, yeah, I didn't think about
It
that.
was in
Well,
some-
did
so
you
I-
wear like a protective diaper or something in case you had to go?
no, because I hadn't eaten or drank for 2 days.
Right, but
there
I'm
was
just
no way I
saying-
was going to go.
Well, you never know when nature calls. I mean, if it did, I'd want you to be protected.
I wish there was stuff that existed from that, because that was a weird, crazy
Yeah.
bit, being buried alive.
Oh my God, my anxiety right now, just hearing that. Oh.
So how were you able to breathe?
So you're in the coffin, and you're 6 feet under,
Right.
and there's a tube right above your face that leads up to
So that's how you're getting
Earth.
an air.
So you're getting air
Okay.
there. There's also a camera inside the coffin.
So they can see if you're moving. Could
So
they talk
people,
to you?
People upstairs that show up at the car dealership or wherever we were could see what was going on
Would
inside the coffin.
someone occasionally check on you and say, "Hey, Mace, are you okay?"
Yes.
And you give them a thumbs up or something?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I did cheat a little bit because after the first night, I was freaked out, and I said, I'm not going to make it through the night unless you give me some NyQuil. And they dropped a bottle of NyQuil down
that's
that
not
tube
cheating.
to me. No.
Cheating would be if you got out of the coffin, went to the bathroom, drank NyQuil, and then went back in.
Yeah, no cheating. None of that cheating.
No, you did not cheat.
Yeah,
I don't
needed-
think there's anything wrong with somebody dropping NyQuil down the hole.
It is pretty amazing. I mean, I did 2 shows from underground. It was all
That's
wired
wild.
to do. I would do that again.
When was this again?
1991, 92.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mason and I, before you got here, Greg, Mason and I did 24 hours straight on the air once.
See, I think we could do that here if we really wanted to. We've done commercial free.
Yeah,
3
but
hours.
the Angels, we were the Angels station back then, and they had a big series coming up against the A's that started Friday at 7. Back then we were on the air 3 to 6. And so we went on the air 3 o'clock Thursday, and we didn't leave until 6 o'clock Friday. And it was actually fun. We had a good time doing it. When we did the overnight hours, like between midnight and 5 a.m., we had a different listener co-host with us every hour,
Right.
and they were all really good.
Yeah.
And a lot of people brought us food, brought us coffee. You brought your dogs. We all played around with your dogs.
Yep.
I mean, I actually thought that would be harder than it turned out to be.
Yeah, it was actually really fun.
And
we could totally do that again.
Yeah, you always have stuff to talk about. You can do it again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. You know what? I think I found the date. I will tell you coming up after we spin the wheel of questions.
Okay.
Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN. All right, guys. This weekend, join the L.A. County Department of Mental Health for 3 transformative events. Starting Saturday, May the 4th, that's this Saturday, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., we're kicking things off at Sergeant Steve Owen Memorial Park in Lancaster. Then, keep the good vibes rolling at Belvedere Community Regional Park till 5 o'clock. And mark your calendar for Sunday, that's May the 5th, where we will all be at Richie Valens Recreation Center in Pacoima from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Let's make this weekend one to remember with the L.A. County Department of Mental Health. Learn more at takeactionla.com. Well-being starts here. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Last Saturday at BMO Stadium, it was another thriller for the black and gold.
Still loose in the area. Bouanga the shot back post and in! Did he score?
Another Bouanga banger for the victory.
Oh, what a finish from Bouanga!
Next up, the black and gold travel up north to Levi Stadium for a clash with the Quakes. Coverage of LAFC versus San Jose starts Saturday at 4 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
And it is the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland, here each weekday, 1 to 4 p.m. You know what it's time for?
What is this?
It's time for Wheel of Questions. Producer Brian Cohen, are you ready with that wheel? Hit it, Jack.
I think it's Laura's wheel.
Laura, you got something?
Oh, I do. I thought we were going to congratulate the winner. Maybe. All right, guys. Excuse me. So actually, you brought up some points that I kind of wanted to touch on because I'm not a prude. I don't consider myself a prude. But, I do believe there's a place and time for certain things. I went to the store last night after work, and in the middle of the aisle, there was a couple completely making out, grabbing things, hands up in places they shouldn't be. I believe
Where are you now? You're at a store?
Yeah, I'm at a Target.
And people are doing what?
They're feeling each other up.
They're
getting it
each
on.
other up.
Floor play is going on.
Yes.
In the store or outside the
No,
store?
in the aisle.
At Target.
At Target. I didn't want to say but Target.
Oh.
So they were in the middle of like the home, like where the pillows and
Yeah,
stuff
the
are.
home
Well,
pillow
in
stuff,
in
right?
case they needed a
You know?
bed.
Sure.
So I'm
why not?
Listen, I understand a cute kiss, a little peck, or even a cute little makeout.
It was
quickness,
too
right?
much PDA.
She had a skirt on. His hand was up there, and I'm like, whoa.
Wow.
I'm like, I'm not a prude.
Did you say anything?
No, I just kept trucking.
Who knew Target was so much fun?
My question to you guys is, do you believe that there's certain things that should just be kept in the bedroom? So, hardcore PDA should stay in the bedroom.
Well, I will tell you this.
Or
This is
home.
actually an interesting subject for me. Juan and I, there is never any PDA. We were just conditioned because we didn't
You're used
want
to keeping a secret.
We didn't want to stand out, like in the 2000s for whatever reason. So no hand holding, none of that stuff. So no PDA for us. It's kind of sad, but that was the reality of life. What about you, PDA? You and Lisa?
No, we're not big on it.
Macking out?
No.
At the Sting concert
Macking
tomorrow?
out?
Macking out at the
What
Sting
is this,
concert.
1994?
But I'm trying to decide if, just because I'm not into PDA, I'm trying to decide if what happened to Laura would offend me, and I don't think it would.
No, I wouldn't either. If you're in the pillow section, go ahead.
But there's certain things.
What about the mattress
You
section?
know what I mean?
Go to town.
I'm not I've never been huge on PDA. My boyfriend's more into it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, babe, time and place, you
Right.
know? And I'm just like, listen, if you want to make out a little bit, cool, you grab them, but not like that. That was extra.
Brian, what about you and Allison? Pillow section, Target.
That's a no for me, dog.
Pull that, please.
That's a no for me, dog.
It makes me feel uncomfortable, There's people around, I don't know.
It does make other people feel uncomfortable. People just have no self-awareness, I suppose.
Kids.
Yeah.
Kids were around.
I don't think it's a big deal.
I'm kind of with Greg.
I'm with
with the kids?
Greg. Yeah.
I really like it inside of a Target, but out and about.
Didn't see it coming,
Yeah,
but,
Yeah.
I don't think it's a big deal. I'm fine with PDA. I'm fine seeing it. I'm fine doing it because I'm enjoying myself. I'm sorry that you
now,
don't like
Mace,
it.
let me put a
There's
fly in
levels.
the ointment here.
Okay.
No, well, there's
Fly
some.
in the ointment.
Sexy movie in the theater.
Yep.
The couple next to you is getting it on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're doing exactly what they did to Laura in the Target.
Right.
But it's in the movies.
Okay.
I'm 2 seats over
Yes.
trying to watch the movie, and it's very distracting because these people are, feeling each other up.
Right.
As a movie theater owner,
Mm-hmm.
would you do anything about it if I brought it to your attention?
Do you have the opportunity to change seats, change rows, or is it a full house?
I can't remember if your theaters had assigned seats or not.
Did
they?
not have assigned. We were pre-assigned
Let's
seat
assume,
era.
for the sake of the question, I could not change seats, that it was a full house.
Yeah, I would not talk to those people directly, but if somebody went to a theater manager and said, "Hey, these people are
Distracting me.
are doing it in the theater," I'm sure I would have an usher go in and say something. Would you not?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I want everybody to
I'm
have
with Greg. It doesn't bother me that they're doing it. But if
it's distracting
if it ruins
me,
someone else's experience. What we're talking about here is a lot like you guys have been seeing all these stories about protesters on college campuses, and including UCLA, where it's got super ugly over the last.
Talk about that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not talking specifically about the protests, but I'm talking about this. When does my behavior affect your experience?
Sure.
I think a movie theater it is different because it's dark. You have to listen. You have to hear. You have to pay attention to the movie that you're watching.
So if
you're
you
affecting
and your
my
girl
viewing
are
experience.
getting it on right in front of me,
That's wrong.
Yeah, I would say something
but
about
we
that.
both just said, Greg, you and I, that it doesn't bother us. But in a
public
theater,
space, like a big open public space.
or like
I don't think it is.
what about at a baseball game?
Yeah,
Baseball game is. I mean, that's a public decency thing.
Well, Greg,
isn't
what
it?
you're talking
I'm
about
okay
is
with a
why
baseball. I'm okay with a baseball game.
The reason the protests popped into my head are everybody should have the right to protest. This country was born on protesting. But the minute that protest gets into someone else's experience, prohibits me from going to class, or gets physical,
the library,
then you cross the line. I'm trying to figure out where the line is in this question. So Laura says these two people are in Target. They were like
literally foreplay. It wasn't just kissy.
So
like
in
grabbing
Target,
the booty,
Greg, in
heavy
Target,
petting.
Hand up.
Oh, hand up.
He
Well,
said
that's
a
a lot.
skirt.
in Target, you and I are okay with it, but in a movie theater, we're not.
We're not. No.
Correct, we're not.
That's
At a
weird.
baseball
Here's
game,
the difference.
Are we?
You're
I'm okay with a baseball
take
game.
movie theater. You're distracting the people around you.
Correct.
It's supposed to be a setting where you can focus on the screen and the sound and all that stuff. I mean, a cell phone bothers me. Two people doing it, two seats over, that's going to really throw me off.
The light on your cell phone when it goes off, that's annoying to me in the middle of it.
Yeah, it is. It is. Baseball game, I mean, then it's just an issue of public decency. How far are they going? Like, there's a difference between PDA and screwing around. And if they're screwing around...
what Laura's point is, in this case, it went way past
Yeah, it was way past
PDA. It was more towards screwing around.
Yeah, I would say...
I just kept joking.
Yeah, I would say keep
I would
keep
do the
yourself.
same thing. I would have handled it exactly how you did.
Yeah, just ignore it. Hey, I want to congratulate artist Lightsey from Long Beach. He won a pair of tickets to the Netflix Is a Joke Greatest Roast of All Time of Tom Brady. That's Sunday at the Kia Forum. Keep on listening for your chance to win on Ticket Thursday on 710 ESPN. And congratulations to artist Lightsey. Do you realize, John, that this is the first time in a long time that LeBron, Steph, and KD not in the playoffs at all?
Well, and you can keep that list going. No Devin Booker.
Yeah.
No Klay Thompson. No Draymond Green. Pretty soon we can say no Giannis, no Dame. The biggest stars in the game, no Joel Embiid if the Knicks win. Mm-hmm. The biggest stars in the game are not going to be on the biggest stage.
Okay, so let me ask you. There are 4 teams in the West. And they all have young stars.
Okay.
You know, OKC's got Shea. Minnesota's got Ant. Dallas has Luka. Denver's obviously Denver with Jokic. Is there enough star power there to drive ratings, or are guys like SGA and Ant still not on people's radars? Maybe this is their coming out party.
I think the latter.
Yeah.
I think once you see Anthony Edwards, and again, let me preface this by saying perfectly clear. I do not think Anthony Edwards is Michael Jordan.
Right.
All right? I do not think Anthony Edwards is Michael Jordan. But when you watch him play, you'll say, I haven't seen that since Kobe or Michael. He's that guy.
Right.
He's got that. Every once in a while, he'll make a play where he'll drive down the lane and literally just elevate over everybody and dunk on somebody's head. And you'll think, that's what Kobe used to do, or that's what Jordan used to do. He is going to be an MVP in this league one day. I think the same thing about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's really, really good. But they're not on people's radar.
Right. The average people are going to see him maybe for the first time.
So I think if the Western Conference Finals are OKC versus Minnesota, it's going to be one of the lowest rated conference finals ever. But if the Celtics get in, they're a national brand trying to break a tie with the Lakers and win their 18th title. I think the ratings for the finals would be good.
You know how hard this job is?
I do not.
Chris Morales is in my ear saying, you suck.
Well, that he normally just...
Usually I say it to your face.
Yeah,
but
I was just saying, what's the difference between him saying it and...
How am I supposed to do a show
by the
when
way,
I've got a soundtrack of you
Chris,
telling me I suck?
I was walking by the studio and corporate Greg had, I got to go to the bathroom and Laura had to leave, so they said, can you just watch this? I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, Chris, you've mailed in the Mason and Ireland Open 2 days in a row.
I know.
You very rarely have done that. You will mail it in occasionally.
Can I tell you why?
Yes. Yeah. That's why
I
why
can't
I
get
bring
into
it up.
the specifics, but there was a lunch meeting today that will change the trajectory. Well, I don't know if it'll change the trajectory. Our trajectory is really good.
Yeah.
It'll enhance the trajectory of this radio station.
It was that big.
And one that Steve Mason, your wife will never be the same, potentially.
Okay, I think now, but there's no announcement.
No announcement, no.
Okay. You know what it is, though.
I know what it is.
Okay.
Oh,
It's not even hint.
This is the best news.
No hinting.
So happy.
No
with this
hinting.
news. I'm not hinting. To say I'm not. I'm happy.
Here's
with
what
the
it is.
news
I'll tell you a
not
little
hinting.
hint. We're going to do a second award.
Yeah, don't say anything.
We're going to do a second award show in the fall.
Okay.
And that one you still won't win Host of the Year.
Oh, thank you. By the way, you got to make your vote count in the Mandy Awards this year. Mandy's 3. Go to ESPNLA.com, click on the Mandy's 3 voting page, and vote now at ESPNLA.com.
At least I hope what I think is happening is happening. That would be awesome.
It would be.
All right, what were we talking about before Morales hijacked the show? We're talking about the guys in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
So if the Celtics make the finals, the finals ratings will be good.
Right.
Or if the Knicks make it.
Yes.
Because they're national brands.
Sure.
But if there was a squirrel team in the East other than the Celtics or
So
the
let's
Knicks,
say it's OKC
Indiana.
and Indiana. OKC and Indiana is a bad rating series, right?
Yeah, that is the lowest rated finals in 20 years.
Yeah.
So, but if it was those two teams, Tyrese Halliburton and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Pascal Siakam and Chet Holmgren are all really good players, and I would watch, but I think the average casual fan probably drops out.
I would imagine in New York they're rooting for the Celtics, they're rooting for the Knicks, they're rooting for Denver, the returning champion,
Right.
because I think people know who Jokic is now.
Yeah.
I would imagine that's the matchup that they're hoping for.
Dallas wouldn't be bad because they have Luka and Kyrie.
Yeah, right,
And
right.
Mark Cuban and Jason Kidd, and they'd be okay with Dallas.
Yeah. All right, we're going to do 2 o'clock call of the day. 877-710-ESPN. 877-710-ESPN. Jump in here, say something smart, something
or stupid.
interesting, or, stupid, a take, whatever. 877-710-ESPN. Also, John, I want to talk about somebody has designed the vacation that I would absolutely hate more than any other.
You love vacations.
I will explain it coming up. In the meantime, hey, World Series of Poker event outside of Las Vegas. It's at the Commerce Casino and Hotel. I get to play in it. I'm super excited. May 10th through the 24th. This is the first WSOP event outside of Vegas, and you can experience the thrill of the world's largest poker room right here in the heart of Los Angeles. This is like a second home to me when it comes to gambling. You can take a seat, get right into the action. This tournament can change your life. Play your game, check out a show, win big at the Commerce Casino and Hotel, which also happens to be the home of Mandy's 3. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Last Saturday at BMO Stadium, it was another thriller for the black and gold.
Still loose in the area. Bouanga the shot back post. Did he score?
Another Bouanga banger for the victory.
Oh, what a finish for Bouanga!
Next up, the black and gold travel up north to Levi Stadium for a clash with the Quakes. Coverage of LAFC versus San Jose starts Saturday at 4 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles, and we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
What's up, people? Big Thursday. Almost there. Almost made it through the week. 2 o'clock call of the daytime. Then I'll tell you about that terrible vacation.
Okay.
Let's go to John, who is a brand new listener. John, you're on 710. Good afternoon.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, man.
John, we are excellent. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm just picking my daughter up from school, listening to you guys on the radio.
Beautiful.
So what's your...
So why'd you call?
Well, I called because I just wanted to say, I was listening to you guys talk about the NBA playoffs, and I think that the ratings will be good either way. There's a lot of new up-and-coming players. I think whoever makes it, the ratings will be all right either way. And I enjoy your guys' show. You guys make a lot of good points, and it is where I actually catch up on all my sports info at.
Awesome.
Oh, glad you're listening.
Thank you, John.
Thank
Appreciate
you for
it.
calling
Let's
in.
take one more. Let's go to No Name. And it's No Name, and it looks like the Inland Empire. Hey, No Name, you're on 710. Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Hey, I just wanted to get my info. I used to work at the movie theaters
Okay.
a long time ago when I was younger. And a lot of that stuff used to happen more than people think, So, I mean, people would find these empty theaters. I'd go in to do whatever I had to do, clean it or whatever, and you would literally catch people in there doing what they're doing.
Getting it on.
Right. But in an empty theater, it's. I mean, the situation Ireland was describing, which is 2 seats over, 2 people are doing it during the movie. Now that
or
doesn't
they're just
stand.
engaged in more than they've rounded first and they're heading for third, kind of thing.
But sometimes you got to realize that when these theaters are empty, the lights are on, and you still got other people. Especially you find them in like the theaters where the kids' movies comes on and stuff like that. So I mean, it's inappropriate, but it happens more than people think.
Awesome. All right, thank you, No Name.
Laura
Laura
jumped into my ear when that happened. She said, "That's not true." What's not true?
So, listen, I was young and stupid one time, and we had an empty theater, and things went down. So, lights were off. Lights were not on. Like, empty.
Was the movie going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. The lights should be off when the movie's going on.
Well, sometimes when the previews are on, don't you guys leave
lights,
like dim lights on or something when people are still working their way to their seats? I mean, Mason would know. You're in movie theaters for 20 years.
Yeah, you darken the theater. It doesn't go all the way dark, but you darken the theater for the trailers. Yeah.
It's dark enough.
Yeah, I go to the AMC theaters, and I'm a AMC Stubbs member.
Yeah.
Stubbs Premium or whatever, so I get free movies, which is a really good deal, $25 a month, and you get as many movies as you want, up to 3 a week. But the problem is, do you know where I'm going, Brian? Yeah. So the problem is that before every single movie at the AMC, you know what happens?
No.
We come to this place for magic.
Is this Nicole Kidman?
It is to love.
Every time.
You want to hear something
so
weird?
Annoying.
I love.
We need that.
Nicole Kidman. I don't know why.
You love her?
I do. I've been a Nicole Kidman fan. I just think she's like uber talented. I walked out of Staples Center once, right behind her. She was married to Cruz.
Yep.
She might be the skinniest woman I've ever seen.
You know, I went to a Palm Springs International Film Festival dinner, and she was at the next table, and she was so white and thin, it felt like you could see through her.
But when she's on screen, she looks great.
She looks great.
Yeah.
I don't get it, but she's very, very thin.
Best, off the top of your head, best Nicole Kidman performance.
To die for.
I agree.
Yeah.
Chicago.
She's good in it.
What did you say?
Chicago.
She's not in Chicago.
Not Chicago? She's in, or no, Moulin Rouge, sorry.
Moulin Rouge, yeah.
Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge is great.
She's very, very good in that, and she steals the show.
Yeah.
You're Renee Zellweger's the one in Chicago.
Yeah, that kind of mixed up. They're both the same kind of thing.
But Nicole Kidman's been great in a lot of movies. You ever seen the movie Malice?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, she's great in that.
Yeah.
But To Die For, when she plays an anchor that will literally do anything to become famous, and when I say anything, watch the movie.
Yeah, it's one of her very first movies.
Yeah.
Do you remember her first movie?
Was it Days of Thunder?
Days of Thunder with Tom Cruise. Exactly right.
That's where they met.
That was good. Yeah, that's where they met. And she had her tent. No, I won't say that. I won't say it. All right, so here is the vacation, John, that I absolutely don't want to go on. It's like it was designed in a lab to make me
This
sick.
surprises me because you normally are up for any type of vacation adventure. So what's this about?
The Las Vegas Raiders are hosting a 7-night Mexican Riviera fan cruise.
Let's go, Bergman.
Featuring beach parties, autographs, hoops sessions, cocktail hours, and more with former Raiders players. The idea of being on a cruise ship with a bunch of Raiders fans, for me, is like I will wake up dead cold in the middle of the night and think, oh my God, I was there.
I can't imagine how much fun that would be. It'd be awesome.
Wait a minute, you guys hate the cruises.
Don't matter.
I do hate cruises.
You would go on a
but
cruise?
But with all Raider fans, I would. Because if you've never been to a Raider tailgate party, have you?
No, sure I have. I remember you actually filmed me at a Raiders tailgate party.
It's everybody's drunk.
Yep.
Everybody's having fun.
It's like
They're
Project
dressed
Runway.
Up. It's like
it's
Halloween.
got makeup
right,
and all
right.
that stuff.
It's fun. I think this cruise would be. I normally would not go on a cruise. Raider cruise, Greg, I'm in.
I'm totally in as well. I went with last year opening game Raiders Chargers with Sliwa.
Yeah.
And every single Raider fan was so nice and saying like, hey, here's a beer, here's some food, just canning out stuff. It's a very accommodating
What happened
place.
to our standard position that cruises suck unless Brian's going on one?
No, cruises suck. Cruises suck unless they're a Raider-themed cruise.
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, what a nightmare
Same
that
page
is.
right here.
What a nightmare
The autumn
that is.
wind is a Raider.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know.
Right. It blows.
All right. Another story that I don't think I've told before, Greg. This may be 2 days in a row. I tell you a story that I have not told before. One time I was working for KCAL, and they sent me to the AFC Championship game.
Yep.
Raiders, Titans in Oakland. And we always used to stay in the Oakland Airport Hilton up there.
Mm-hmm.
So I check in. It's like Saturday. The game's on Sunday. Check into my room. Walk down to the front desk. They give me the key.
Yep.
Walk into my room. Open the door. There is a girl coming out of the shower.
In the room
with a towel wrapped around her. And I go, I am so sorry. They gave me the key to this room. And she's got a Raider jersey laid down flat on the bed. She's never seen me before. She's never met me. She has no idea who it is. She goes, no worries. You can hang out in here if you want. Now, who does that? Come on, Greg.
Only Raider fans.
Out of the shower, has no idea who I am, doesn't scream, doesn't panic. I am so sorry. They gave me a key to this room. I'll go downstairs, clean it up. No worries. You can hang out in here if you want.
Your number would have gone over 15 that
there
day.
There you go.
Over 15.
Take
the over.
It, but that would have added to my total.
Take the over. Put it on your list. So Mike Tyson is getting ready for the Jake Paul fight.
Yes, he is. And he's making some serious sacrifices.
Now, Mike Tyson is a big weed entrepreneur.
Daily weed. He's like you. Daily weed consumer.
Yes. And he is, in getting ready for this fight, he has not smoked weed or had sex for weeks as he prepared for it. I don't know the number of weeks, but it's multiple weeks.
I think he said he's not going to do either for 6 weeks.
That's insane.
Now,
6
wait a minute.
weeks without weed and sex.
Okay, wait a minute. Let's find out how insane.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a list of things you would do that if I gave you Howard Stern announces he's retiring, I give you his show with his contract. $500 million, but you have to go 6 weeks, no sex, no weed.
It's easy.
Well, you just said you wouldn't do it.
No, but you just offered me $500 million.
Okay.
I mean, for $500 million,
you have to work for it.
I'll give it up for the rest of my life for $500 million.
I would too. But
really?
Okay, so let's
Wouldn't
say
you for $500 million?
Mace, let's say $500,000. 6 weeks.
Easy. I would do that for $500,000.
$50,000. 6 weeks. I'd do it.
I'd
do it for $50K.
For $50K, I would do it.
All right. $5K.
No.
All right. So your number is somewhere in between 5 and 50.
Yes.
$15K. 6 weeks. No weed, no sex.
No.
That's your number. 10.
No.
Okay, so in order for you to do it, I've got to go north of 15. 20.
Yes.
All right, there's your number.
There's my number.
Greg?
It's interesting.
How many? No weed, no sex for 6 weeks. How much would I have to pay you?
The weed part's no problem. It's the
Yeah.
other part. I did go 2 years while I was married not having sex.
Sad life,
I
bro.
you know what that is? That is the most honest Greg Bergman has been on this show in 5 years.
Oh, God.
Good for you for admitting that.
Oh,
That was
so
awesome.
I can do it.
God.
I don't want to do it ever again.
Right.
So what's your number? 10K?
10K. I think I have to go more. I have to go more.
20K?
I think the 50K is the number.
Wow, I could give you 35K. You wouldn't do it.
No, 50K.
I know, but 35 you're saying no?
I think I'd say no. So
I'd say I love money too much.
How much?
5.
5K?
Really?
Well, first of all,
5K.
No.
first of all, you don't smoke weed, number
Right.
one. Oh, you'd have to give up your
Give up the
gummies to go to sleep.
I just go back to what I used to do.
And I'm sure you and Lisa, you know.
Well, Lisa would go to Idaho for 6 weeks and just hook up with tennis pros.
There you
I'm
go.
like, I'm fine.
See?
Yeah.
See?
But I like money. Laura, how much money would I have to give you?
6 weeks. The weed part is whatever to me. I don't care.
Yeah. Right.
The sex part, I would be with Greg, 50 plus.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Brian,
Yeah.
what's your number?
I'm more on like the 5'10".
You're with me.
Yeah,
5'10".
Give me the money. I can do it.
Throw him a couple of bucks.
And by the way,
weeks
I
is
was
a lot.
guessing Allison would be a lot like Lisa. She'd say, "How much we getting?"
Right.
Yeah.
No, but
We can do it. Come on.
Here's my question, though. Why is sex bad for being an athlete? Like,
Wait,
there's
didn't you watch Rocky?
There's a. Oh, yeah, I know.
Women weaken legs.
But I don't believe that. Like, Bud Grant was the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings.
Correct.
They went to the Super Bowl 4 times?
Lost all 4.
Lost all 4. He had a rule: no spouses, no girlfriends in the hotel, no sex. It was a hard and fast rule.
Right.
He went 0 for 4.
Yeah.
Why? I don't think having sex diminishes your athletic
I
ability.
actually will say this. There is no. I think it's almost the opposite. There's nothing more tension relieving than having sex.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
So if you're nervous about a big game or anything, like you got to play quarterback the next day, if you have sex the night before, I think you would play better.
Yeah.
Well,
I do
like-
too. You get your adrenaline going. You get fired up.
I can see it for Mike Tyson though, because it makes him angrier.
Right.
And really wanting, and you need that tension when you're going to go into the ring.
Like if I was a pro golfer, I would insist on having sex before big rounds, so I wouldn't be all nervous and
yeah.
tense.
Tiger Woods apparently
Define
did.
sex.
Yeah, exactly.
Define sex. Is it only with another person?
Yeah, no, yeah. Relieving yourself does not count.
Right, like the contest on
just puts
Seinfeld.
No, it doesn't count.
You're okay on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's easy then.
Manuela doesn't count. Or Leftina either.
Leftina.
By the way, did you see weed got declassified from like a Schedule 1 drug to a Schedule 3 drug, which is the least serious drug? The FDA finally did
where
that.
it should be.
What are we waiting for? Why is this not fed? Why
Middle of the
doesn't
country?
somebody say, I'm running on the issue of legalized marijuana?
Wait a minute. Isn't it already somewhat legalized?
Not everywhere.
Yeah, but
And it's federally, it's not
what,
legal.
What state could you go to where you would find nobody doing weed? Everybody's doing
Right,
it.
but
anyway, but
some
it's not legal.
places it's illegal.
There's like 8 states, I think.
8 states it's illegal?
I'm not sure if that's the exact number.
You said it with such confidence.
Well, it's something like that.
Yeah. No, I think it's time to just federally legalize it. Seems like it seems like they're on that way, on that route. All right.
By the way, is today a very sexually charged show? Or is it just me?
So
back.
far,
It
we
is.
got a lot of
it
show.
is.
We got a lot of show left.
Yeah.
But it's been very.
We're not
very-
even halfway there.
We've got so much sex coming up for you on the show. Coming up next, more sex. Hey, don't miss the Waba Grill, Sedano and Cap, 4 p.m. hour today on 710. Waba Grill. Waba Grill wants to help you make dinner time a little easier with their new Kids Eat Free program. Get a free chicken or tofu mini bowl with any entree purchase weekdays after 4 and all weekend long. Restrictions apply. Waba Grill. Eat smart, be healthy, and listen in the 6 p.m. hour on Fridays for the Waba Grill pop quiz and your chance to win Waba Grill for your entire family. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Okay, time to talk about Mirror Audio Video in Westwood. Doing business here in L.A. for more than 40 years, Mirror takes pride in providing top-of-the-line audio solutions, from high-quality speakers like Bowers & Wilkins to premium amplifiers. Mirror ensures that every sound experience is exceptional. Their expertise extends to outdoor sound, designed to elevate your backyard with premium brands like James Speakers. 40 years they've been doing this. We've all trusted Mir to enhance our audio experience with precision and excellence, time and time again. So what can they do for you? Give them a call today to find out. Tell them Mason and Ireland sent you. They'll hook you up for sure. Here's the number, 310-234-4010. 310-234-4010. Mir Audio Video in Westwood.
Last Saturday at BMO Stadium, it was another thriller for the black and gold.
Still loose in the area. Bouanga, the shot back post, and he scores!
Another Bouanga banger for the victory.
Oh, what a finish from Bouanga!
Next up, the black and gold travel up north to Levi Stadium for a clash with the Quakes. Coverage of LAFC versus San Jose starts Saturday at 4 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
And it is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN, the OGs of LA Sports Radio. We're here each weekday, 1 to 4 p.m. for your afternoon. Sandwiched between Travis and Sliwa and Sonato and Cap. Mason and Ireland continues now.
Okay. So, next Friday. We've talked about this a little bit internally. We're going to try to get it to go right now. I found someone that will take us up for some skydiving.
Beautiful.
Next Friday morning at 8 a.m. Bergman's schedule is clear. Laura's schedule is clear. Brian?
I'm in.
Greg, am I here next week?
You are? Yes, we planned it because you are here.
Right.
It's the week after I'm going.
You go
Yeah.
you go the
In.
16th and 17th.
In!
There we
In!
go.
Look at that!
Yeah!
All
Hey!
5 of us next Friday.
So it's 5 of us. I think Steph said she was
Oh, yeah, Steph wants to go, too.
Stephanie Alexander wants to
Yeah,
go?
she wants to
Great.
go.
Good for
yeah.
her.
So that'll be fantastic. Now, the thing is, I don't know. I'll find out from them if they're like GoPro things on your, so you can see what it looks like,
So
or
usually-
can we hold up a big sign that says ESPN?
Well, we
710?
probably can't, but the actual jumpers can.
So it's also ESPN 710. It's not a
It's not- no, it's
station.
not a
event.
station event.
This is a
All right.
show thing.
All right,
that
we'll,
we're doing.
we'll
just
get all the
us.
details worked out.
I just
later.
got a text from Beto Duran in.
Really?
Yeah.
Beto wants to go.
Beto wants to go.
There's probably only so many seats in the plane, so we got to figure out how many we can take.
Yeah. I'm going to talk to those guys this afternoon to finalize it.
Okay.
So
Next Friday, 8 a.m. at the place.
Yeah.
That's
Camarillo.
So this is the 10th.
The 10th,
Yes.
correct.
Okay.
Yep.
It's they have a beautiful jump. I looked at a lot of places that do it. A lot of them, like Rancho Cucamonga, Paris, all these places that are out in the Inland Empire. This place is right on the coast, so they take you out over the
Perfect.
water. It's
Okay.
supposed to be beautiful.
Done.
Awesome. That's next Friday. I'm excited. All right, so you know the show, The Hot Ones?
Yes.
Okay. Very, very funny show. Always really entertaining to see famous people try to plug their projects while they're eating super hot stuff. So Conan O'Brien went on there. And Conan, who's one of the funniest guys around, had a rough experience on The Hot Ones. He really struggled with the whole thing. And afterwards, he was doing his podcast, and he described the aftermath of going on The Hot Ones.
Here's what I decided to do. I decided that I wanted, after I ingested all that, I wanted it to be useful. So I found a construction site where they were doing spot welding. And I went there, and I said, gentlemen, if you want, I can weld these girders for you in about, I'm guessing about 15 minutes. You'll need to avert your eyes because I'll be dropping my pants. And they said, okay. And I said, I will need someone to stay behind and light it. And then we'll be all set to go. So there's a building in the Mid-Wilshire district that's going up. And I think I did about 65 rivets in the building. And people were driving by saying, Conan O'Brien, his pants are around his ankles. And I think fire is shooting out of his ass, and he's welding a building. And here's the biggest problem. I had to join the union.
I love that show. I've always said, and I don't know if we could ever do it. Could we ever get Chris Evans on the show?
We have to just reach out.
I'm sorry,
to him.
it's not. Is it Chris Evans?
No, Chris Evans.
Luke
is
Evans.
What you want to be?
No, not Luke.
It's Chris something.
The
Chris-
host of the Hot Ones?
Is Chris something?
Oh, okay. I thought it was Luke Evans.
Do you guys know?
I think it is Chris.
Sean
Evans.
I think it is
Sean.
Evans.
Sean
Thank you.
Evans. There you go. Sean Evans. You think we could ever get him in here?
Yeah, we have to. I mean, in here is probably gonna be tough.
Well,
We can
in
try.
here would probably be one of us would have to. Are you willing to do it? I'm no good
Is he
with
in
the
LA?
spice.
I watch the show. It does not scare me.
I'm down. I did it at Buffalo.
Carolina Reaper, whatever,
Yeah, I would-
super nuclear.
Oh God!
blah blah blah.
It'd go right through me.
What happened when you ate that
Jalapeno?
Jalapeno with
I was fine.
Your stomach was so upset.
Well, I'm not saying
and
your
that was
stomach.
nothing.
I'm not
That was
saying your
nothing.
stomach wouldn't be upset. I ate a whole 3-inch jalapeno.
Whoa.
What do you think this is gonna be easier?
Yeah,
No.
easier
No.
than a whole
No.
3-inch jalapeno.
You have a very high sense of what you can do and what you can't do, and you're just wrong.
Well, get me Sean Evans in here then. I don't care. You bring your nuclear sauce and your. It doesn't bother me.
All right. Well,
How
we'll
many
reach out to
wings
him.
did you get at Buffalo? Remember when he tried to do the spicy, and Janice and I beat him? So how many?
No. The point is, I can endure spiciness very easily. I think it's inherited. I think
John, do you
everybody in my
believe this?
family's like that.
I think he'll do it. Yeah, if you get him in here.
Yeah,
We'll try.
But I won't do it.
yeah,
No, I won't do it
John's
either.
like,
Okay.
no, not I.
yeah,
No, thank
but if
you.
Mason will do it, yeah, he'll do it.
yeah. Hey, this is a little nugget for Emily. You sent it by this morning. Do you realize that the Billboard Hot 100, all 10 songs are Taylor Swift?
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Top 10. That's crazy.
Every single one. That's
No.
how big she is.
She is just.
She's a one-woman economy.
She really is. It's amazing what she's doing. All right, tell you what, coming up next for you, let's do this. The LA City Council is looking to create a new law that I think, John, you would approve of.
Good.
That's coming up next for you. Hey, if you're injured in an accident and you've been through a traumatic experience, your body is trying to recover. Probably your mind is racing. You got to see a doctor. there are a lot of confusing phone calls and eventually medical bills and more headaches. So if you're injured in an accident, just remember to call Jacob. Instead of dealing with everything yourself, make one call to Jacob. Let him handle the rest. He will guide you through the process, and on top of all that, he'll fight to get you the settlement that you deserve. You should take it easy. Don't stress. Let Jacob deal with the rest. Remember, a lot of attorneys say they'll fight for you. Call Jacob. He'll win for you. 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or remember,
or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Call Jacob and tell him Mason and Shadano from 710 ESPN both sent you. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN. Hey, you can join the ESPN LA Street Team at the 909 Sports Bar inside Yamamoto Resort and Casino on Saturday, May the 4th, starting at 4 p.m. That's coming up this Saturday. Watch UFC 301, Pantoja versus Usyk. Flyweight title bout powered by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up some at your local convenience store. All right, I got a little piece of news here, John.
All right, before you read the news, one of my best friends just texted me, and he writes, "You're nuts."
Who?
And I said, me. He's talking about me. My friend's name is Mark.
Yeah. Hey, Mark.
And I said, about what? And he says, skydiving. I did it just once. And I wrote, what didn't you like? And he said, what's the line? Quote, jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. And I went, fair enough. And he said, Tiger tried it and landed in a tree.
Well, I mean, these are professionals that we're jumping with.
Over an ocean.
Yeah, over an ocean.
I don't care that it's risky.
Yeah,
I'm
I
in.
don't care either. I'm in.
I want to do
Fully
it.
in.
It's a bucket list thing.
Bucket list for me. I wanted to do it.
I'm in.
Oh, yeah. Lori had a good story about it.
Yeah, so you have to be under 250 pounds to do it.
Okay.
So when I was, doing my weight loss journey, I was like, once I hit that number, I'm in. And then I got to, whatever under that. And then everybody bailed. Everybody that was in.
All your friends?
All my friends bailed.
We will not bail.
No.
So I'm in.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, good. We're all in for next Friday. I'm going to classify this as breaking news. Jovan Buha from The Athletic says, quote, "The latest I've heard is the plan is still to move on from Darvin at some point, likely by the end of the week, potentially as early as tomorrow. Then the head coaching search will start."
Jovan is an excellent reporter.
Yep.
One of the best in the whole league.
Yep.
And I don't think he's running with that unless he's got it.
No, I agree. So it looks like all the no pork on the fork crowd is going to be happy by the end of the week, as Darvin Ham is potentially going to be fired. And then a big search.
Am I allowed to be disappointed about this?
Sure, of course. You're allowed to be whoever you are.
The reason I would be disappointed is not that I don't think a coaching change is warranted.
Right.
I understand that logic. Greg, I've done this so many times now. This is, since Phil Jackson, I think this is my 7th coach. And the hardest part about this job is that I make friends with all these staffers, the coaches, the assistants. I see how hard they work. I know that these are big boy jobs, and they're win or you're fired jobs. Dodgers, Rams, Lakers, all of it. But, man, it's hard to watch somebody finally get his shot, in the case of Darvin Ham, who is a great guy, and be 2 years and done.
Yeah, right.
Is 2 years enough?
Well,
for Lakers, maybe it is.
Yeah, I think people have seen enough. I think people have lost confidence in Darvin, and then there are certain things that are just hard to square. You know, it's hard to square him after the game saying, "What am I supposed to do? Keep playing a guy who blanked the bed." Almost like shifting blame to one of his players. Anthony Davis said, "We don't know what we're doing out there." Again, another kind of shot at the coaching staff. Darvin in game 2, finished the game with 2 timeouts and a challenge in his
Greg,
pocket.
you say you have some sound you wanted to add to this?
Charles Barkley was on NBA on TNT last night, and he actually talked about Darvin Ham and coaching. So
I just want to say it's about coaching. Anybody who thinks the reason the Lakers suck is because of Darvin Ham, or the reason the Suns suck is because of Frank Vogel, you don't know what you're talking about. Frank Vogel is a hell of a coach. Darvin Ham is a hell of a coach trying to get his career started. But for all you punks, idiots, and on other networks who want to be media and who want all the players to like y'all, do your damn job. The Lakers suck, and the Suns suck because of the players. It has nothing to do with the coaches. I feel better now.
Here, I can tell. Looks like you are getting that off your chest.
I did. I hate it, man. You sit there like Darvin Ham needs to get fired. Frank Vogel needs to get fired. Who put them teams together? Them trash-ass teams put together need to get fired. Them guys, they didn't just all of a sudden suck as coaches. People who put them teams together they start packing up their stuff.
Okay.
It's a fair point.
I think that's an excellent point, but let's deal in reality here.
Okay.
I love Frank Vogel. I like Darvin Ham. They are in high-profile jobs which you are hired to be fired.
Right.
The people who, as Charles put it, put those teams together are at the ownership GM level.
Yep.
You cannot fire an owner.
Yep.
And
you can't fire a GM.
Right. But the GM is almost an extension of the owner. I had dinner with Bob Myers a couple weeks ago.
Bob Myers, yeah.
And he said to me, he feels kind of like Charles does, that it's really hard to put all the blame on coaches. But he said this. He goes, the GM, and he goes, and I was one for a long time, meets with the owner regularly. The coach doesn't.
Right.
So there's a hierarchy. It's harder to fire a GM, and you can't fire an owner. So what's that leave you? You change the coach. And that's why so many coaches get fired. So what Charles says, Greg, that clip you played, is not inaccurate, but it's unrealistic.
Now, but he raises something. Who put together those teams? When we say, hey, the supporting cast didn't give LeBron and AD enough, well, who's the guy that chose those players for that roster? I mean, who's the guy that is choosing coaches that get blown out every 2 years? Who is that guy?
The owners are part of those decisions. And the GM is executing the owner's vision. So, again, if the GM did exactly what the owner told him to do.
Yeah, right? But Jeannie's not telling Rob, here, let's do that. Let's not sign Schroeder. Let's sign Gabe Vincent. That's not Jeannie's business.
She's signing off on it.
Well, she's signing, but she's not doing the scouting. She's not making the decisions. Correct. She's trusting Rob to do all that.
Right, but I don't think Rob is in trouble at all. Do you?
I don't get the sense that he is, but I wonder if he should be. I mean, he's the one that's putting these rosters together year after year. He's the one that's turning players. He's the one that's hiring coaches.
All of that can be true, but they are one step removed from the owner. And so the owners are, if you look at GMs around the league, they very rarely get fired. They do occasionally, but very rarely because they're executing the owner's plans. And the coach gets fired a lot because the coach is right over the players. And you can't fire all the players. So what you got to do something.
You can fire most of them.
They got to do something in Phoenix.
Yep.
They got to do something with the Lakers. Now, let me ask you guys this. And I've said this to you guys over the years. The quickest way you can get fired in this league, and it happened to Byron Scott when he was coaching in New Orleans. It happened to Mike Budenholzer when he was coaching in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Is to get blown out at home in the playoffs.
Right.
The Clippers lost by 30 last night in a playoff game at Crypto.
Yep.
Is Ty Lue safe?
No, he's pretty much done.
Well, I don't know. Do you think he's done?
Yeah, I do.
He's got 1 year left, Greg.
Yeah, he's got 1 year left, but
going into a new building
signs are pointing to him.
If he is gone, the Lakers should hire him yesterday.
Well, I think he automatically goes on the short list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a guy that's coached LeBron in the past, has had success
to a
with
championship.
LeBron, to a champion. Yeah, I mean, if he gets blown out by the Clippers, I think that should be the next Lakers head coach.
Now, I'm trying to figure out, have you and I ever had a failed negotiation and then it comes back around? Yeah, it happened with me when I got fired.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
sure,
I got fired.
perfect.
I thought, okay, I'm never working there again.
Yep.
And you kind of put Humpty Dumpty back together, and we came back to do it. So the fact that Ty Lue was insulted by their last offer,
right?
That they said he wanted 5 years, they said no, you get 3. He wanted to bring in his own assistants, they said no, we're hiring the assistants.
Yep.
And Ty said, I'm out of here. This is not right for me. If they say to him, hey, I know we tried to make a deal with you 5 years ago.
Yep.
And we didn't see eye to eye, but this time we're more in line with what you have in mind. Can that be put back together?
Absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely.
Good.
I think and by the way, the collaborative Rob Pelinka, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, I would imagine there'd be unanimous consent on Ty Lue if Ty Lue was available.
Yeah, and he checks out the Lakers like to keep it in the family. Like one of the reasons Darvin was attracted to them was he was an assistant on Mike Brown's staff. Ty Lue played for the Lakers and won championships for the Lakers, so he checks that box. So Greg, you think it's you I thought after they got blown out last night, I thought, I wonder if Ty survives. And you're the opposite. You're like, you think he's gone.
I think at this point, I think he kind of has to. And also, I don't believe everything on Twitter, but there's a bunch of Twitter Clippers reporters that are saying that him and management have not been getting along since like October.
Okay.
So it's just things that are just little scuttlebutt online. But
well, they have some decisions. The Clippers have some decisions to make. They're going into this brand new state-of-the-art building. They have the richest owner in the league.
Paul George
could leave.
Yep.
They've already re-signed Kawhi. They play in Dallas tomorrow night, and if they lose, the season's over. If they bring back the exact same group, okay?
Yep.
Ty Lue, all his assistants, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, everybody on that bench, and say, we're doing it again. We're just running it back. Is that the way you want to start in a new building?
Yeah. I don't know if you can sell that. I mean, the new building is going to sell it.
By the way, if they did part ways with Ty, I think Steve Ballmer will break the record for how much he pays the next coach because he doesn't care.
Right.
And there's no
But
cap.
who is that guy that you have to break the bank for?
There you go.
Take any coach in the league and think, okay, Steve Ballmer can make one phone call and say, hey, Eric Spoelstra, you make $10 million. I'll give you 20.
Right.
Hey, Tom Thibodeau. Hey, Mark Daigneault, you were just coach of the year in Oklahoma City. You make $3 million a year. I'll pay you 10.
Right. Now, can they get out of the contract?
I think they have to ask. But some of these coaches, their contracts are up.
True. I think he'll have his pick.
I mean, I think think about this, guys. with Steve Ballmer cutting the checks, I think everybody then becomes a possibility, including guys who have said they're out, like Jay Wright. I think that, I mean, people that I mean, I think Coach K is probably too old.
Yeah.
Would you go to Jay Wright, though, who's never coached in the NBA?
Yes.
But
he was a great college coach. I agree. But would they go after a guy that's never stepped foot in the NBA?
How about this? Would you take Danny Hurley?
Again, has never coached in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, are you going to just roll the dice on a guy?
Won back-to-back titles. I mean, it's the same
how
thing.
How often does it work?
But collegiate to NBA, the success
I would
stories I would count on one hand.
Yeah, Billy Donovan's in Chicago. You can go get him.
No, but
I mean, I would compare this to what the Dodgers did with Yamamoto. He had never pitched in the major leagues, but he'd been dominant in Japan. Danny Hurley has been dominant in college. He's won 2 straight tournaments after all his players left.
Right, but here's the thing. Name the coaches that have successfully made that jump.
Billy Donovan is not successful.
Billy Donovan, Calipari tried.
Rick Pitino
tried.
Those are the great coaches in college.
Guys tend to go from assistant to head coach, not from college to head coach in the NBA.
That's why all the top head coaches in college never go to the. Coach K never did. Like Dean Smith never did.
You're right. It's more common.
John Wooden never did.
It's more common in football.
Football, you see it.
Like Jimmy Johnson was able to. Nick Saban was able to have some
Harbaugh
success in the NFL. Yeah, Harbaugh in the NFL. You're right. College basketball doesn't translate like college football does necessarily.
Yeah.
But let me put it to both of you guys then. Open checkbook. Anybody you ask says yes. Who's your first call if Steve Ballmer needs a coach?
I mean, I think Popovich is too old, but I would go Eric Spoelstra.
I'd go Spoelstra too. If you could get anybody, because Spoelstra's also a culture guy,
right?
And I think that makes a huge difference. Tone setter.
Well, is Sedano working today?
Yeah.
We'll ask Sedano. I think what Sedano will say is, because he's close to those guys in Miami, is that. That's like Spoelstra's family. It's the only team he's ever worked for.
Right.
He worked his way up from a video guy. Riley is literally like his godfather.
Yes.
Riley has groomed him for success. I think he only goes with Riley's blessing.
He also said no chance they draft Jaime Jaquez Jr.
Yeah, but that's not the same as this.
I know it's not. I'm kidding.
I think what Spoelstra would say is, if they let's say he makes $10 million,
right,
and Ballmer offers him $20 million.
Yep.
If I'm Pat Riley,
I offer him $20 million.
No. I tell him you got to go.
Really?
I'll tell you guys a story. I think nobody's going to get mad at me for telling this.
Okay.
You've heard this, Mace, but I've never told it on the air.
Got it.
The guy who runs KLAC is a guy named Don Martin. I was working for Don years.
Don Martin.
Yeah, I was working for Don years ago.
My man.
And he didn't have a spot for me on his roster, so he went to bat for me and got me a really good deal that overpaid me to do UCLA sidelines, be his backup play-by-play guy, and fill in over there. And he paid me like I was on staff.
Wow,
it was an
nice.
unbelievable deal.
My man.
And a month after it happened is when you and I got the phone call to come here.
Oh.
And I hadn't signed Don's sheet yet.
Yep.
But I was so thankful that he did that for me. I called him and I told him what they were offering us.
Yep.
And he said to me, you know I'd love to have you, but you cannot turn that offer down. Go for it. And so that's why I think Riley would consider it.
So here's what Shadano just texted. Spo just signed the richest deal in NBA history a few months ago, $10 million per year.
A 10-year deal.
10-year deal, $10 million per year.
But if Ballmer offered him $20 million a year, $200 million.
Yeah, I mean,
again, I think
I think it's unlikely.
I do too. But I think, and we'll bring this up in Supercross time.
Yeah.
I think the only way Spoelstra goes is if Pat Riley comes down from the big office and says, this is the proverbial offer you cannot refuse.
Yeah.
You have to go. And Sedano says no. So we'll bring it up again.
Yeah, we'll bring it up. All right, coming up next for you, going to do some What's Up, Fool?
You saying no to the amount of money you said. It's $18 million a year.
Oh, $18 million. Oh, 18 for 10?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, maybe I don't even think Ballmer will beat that.
It's $180 million.
Well, good for him.
All right, here's what we're going to do it next.
Yeah.
Officially, What's Up, Fool? Bergman's got stuff. Brian's got stuff. 710 ESPN.
All right, let me tell you about Southern California Toyota dealers. If you're looking for a car, you got to go look at Toyota. They've been in business with the Lakers for 48 years. Why? Because year after year, Toyota delivers quality, reliability, and simply the best vehicles on the road. right now. Brand new inventory waiting for you. Choose from an amazing selection of cars, trucks, crossovers, SUVs, EVs. Great deals are waiting for you now. All you got to do is see your Southern California Toyota dealers or visit Toyota.com. Toyota, we make it easy.
Travis.
Last Saturday at BMO Stadium, it was another thriller for the black and gold.
Still loose in the area. Bouanga the shot back post it in! Did he score?
Another Bouanga banger for the victory.
Oh, what a finish for Bouanga!
Next up, the black and gold travel up north to Levi Stadium for a clash with the Quakes. Coverage of LAFC versus San Jose starts Saturday at 4 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Ireland more at 1 p.m. And yes, it's around 2:45 in the Southland. You know what we do each weekday at 2:45. What's up, fool? And we've been very excited that What's Up, Fool is made possible by our friends at Dos Hombres. In fact, we've got a special guest voice. Take it away, guest voice.
What's Up, Fool is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It's fate. It's friendship. It's mezcal. Dos Hombres.
Look at that. How do I follow that? I don't. So I simply say, take it away, Corporate Greg.
Thanks, Morales. All right, so in Sunday's Game 4 between the Knicks and the Philadelphia 76ers, it was played in Philadelphia, and there was MVP chants for Jalen Brunson after he went off.
Yep.
Right.
So, and they packed up all of everything, Philadelphia
Bunch
Stadium.
of Knicks fans in the building.
A bunch of Knicks fans in the building. Afterwards, limited partner and Fanatic CEO Michael Rubin went to Twitter and said, Josh Harris, David Blitzer, David Adelman, and I just bought more than 2,000 tickets.
Those are all owners of the Sixers, right?
Sixers, yes.
Yeah.
Right,
Bought
Sixers.
2,000 tickets for Sixers Game 6. We absolutely cannot let Knicks fans take over our arena again, giving them to the first responders, healthcare professionals, and other local Philadelphia-based organizations. Once we know they're legit Sixers fans and not imposters. Let's go Sixers. We can do this. How do you feel, and I understand it's for first responders was great, but how do you feel about them buying up 2,000 tickets to avoid that?
Hashtag sad.
Although,
I think,
hashtag smart.
Yeah, I guess you do. It's both. It's both. It's sad that they can't fill the house with Sixers fans, but it's smart for the owners to go buy up seats and make sure Sixers fans are in the building.
Could you imagine, Jeannie, trying to buy 2,000 tickets to the Lakers games? We don't need to. You're the Lakers.
Right.
We're
No,
going.
actually, with the Lakers, it's the opposite. Like when we go to Atlanta, all the Laker fans buy all the seats. When we go to Utah, all the Laker fans buy all the seats.
Here's the thing,
76er
Bergman.
fans don't buy them.
Right, here's the thing. New Yorkers are very close to Philadelphia.
Yeah, well, you can get there in like an hour and a
New
half.
Yorkers are high rollers. New Yorkers are buying up the seats, and that's why they get this problem. So I understand why the owners would say, all right, let's slam the door on New Yorkers and let's keep all the seats in Philly.
Doesn't this make the Sixers fans look bad? Because people in Northern California are rich. They're in for the Warriors fans.
Yeah.
They're all in Silicon Valley. They could drive down here and do that.
I think
they don't.
Greg, I think what would make them look worse is if the Knicks fans commandeer all the tickets again. So it doesn't make them look great, but at the same time,
Sixers fans.
Isn't the worst case scenario that all the Knicks fans get all the seats?
That's a Sixer fan thing.
Right, but the owners are dealing with it.
Sure.
They're trying to be proactive. I actually applaud them for giving a crap.
You have to go out and buy 2,000
They do.
tickets.
Yeah,
that's the
That's
problem.
bad.
They do. It is
You're
bad.
not a Sixer fan. Like, do they do that for the Eagles? Do they do that for the Flyers? No way. Why the Sixers? That's
because
weird.
they need to.
Yeah, they got no choice.
You address situations as they pop
bad
up.
In the end, you want the best environment for your team to be successful, and if that means buying 2,000 seats and giving them to Sixers fans, then you don't have to listen to Jalen Brunson for MVP. It's a better environment for your team to be successful.
So I heard them talking about this exact thing on Unsportsmanlike.
On
this morning.
Sportsmanlike, yeah.
Pat Costello is the producer over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's a huge Sixers fan. He was adamant that he would not buy tickets to that game because he's seen it happen before. He will not buy tickets to round 1 of a Sixers game.
Because he's afraid they're going to lose?
No, because he knows they're going to lose.
Oh, well, that's
no one knows that.
He says, I'm not going to waste my money on a Sixers first round game. That's how they feel about it.
super defeatist. I mean,
crazy,
the
right?
Sixers have hung in there pretty good, and
He was
Tyrese
adamant.
Maxey is ridiculously good.
Right. And remember, Greg, that a lot of times the way Knicks fans get those tickets is they go to the secondary market and all the Sixer fans just sell their tickets.
It's like with the Rams. They sell their tickets to Niner fans,
and it pays for their whole season
because they can make bank on it.
Yeah, if the Northern California fans or the Niner fans are going to pay 5 times what it's worth, I wouldn't blame Mason for selling his tickets and paying for his whole season.
Never.
Why not?
What's up, fool? What's up, fool?
Okay, so I saw Bleacher Report and Sports Illustrated both reported today that there could be some changes coming to NIL deals.
Okay.
And so the director of the bowl games is trying to get them to include NIL deals to include incentives or requirements that they have to play in the bowl games.
You get something more.
So if I take $100,000 in NIL, I have to agree to play in the bowl game.
Right, there's no more opting out per se.
Okay.
What do you guys think about that? Do you think that's a fair, here, we'll give you money, but you have to play in these bowl games?
Think about it. What NIL is we are paying you for your name, image, and likeness because we want to monetize you making my team better. So if USC, has the number one quarterback in the country,
Miller Moss,
or even Caleb. We'll use Caleb Williams as an example. They paid Caleb a ton of money to come here from Oklahoma, and he made them a lot of money.
Yep.
He sold out. He sold a lot more tickets. So jersey sales. The USC boosters can hold special events where they can get them to come, and bowl games are an opportunity to charge the top dollar for that type of thing. I have zero issue with this. I think it's smart.
Look, if you accept NIL money, you're agreeing to the terms of the deal. And if the terms include playing in the bowl game, I completely get it. I understand why guys are sitting out bowl games. I'm getting ready to be drafted. I'm a top 10 pick, or I'm a first-round pick, or whatever that happens to be, and I don't want to risk getting hurt. But if it's part of the deal, I think it's good for college football. If all the good players actually play in their bowl games.
As fans, it makes the bowl games better, so bring it on. Yeah,
What's
why
up,
not?
Fu?
All right, guys, so the match, the GOAT versus the Rook, is happening. Diana Taurasi had a few words for Caitlin Clark. She said, reality is coming. There's levels to this thing. You look superhuman playing against some 18-year-olds, but you're going to come play with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time. The quote continues, a lot of people were saying that Diana Taurasi sounds like a hater and she's coming at Caitlin Clark, and others are saying she's just simply giving advice. So where do you guys lie? Is she being a hater, or is she simply giving her some advice?
Is there a special event that these two are going to play against each other, or is she just talking about Caitlin joining the WNBA?
No, they are going to play each other. I believe it's June 30th.
In one-on-one?
No, like the team, yeah.
Or is she talking about the game between the Mercury and the Fever?
And the Fever, right.
Their game.
I'm rooting for Caitlin Clark. I think Diana Taurasi is a great player. But yeah, it's like when Wemby broke into the league this year. Everybody had a bullseye on him. And what you got to do in those situations, just meet the moment. And Wemby did, and I hope Caitlin does too.
Right, and these rivalries are really good. I mean, I think it's healthy that Diana Taurasi is skeptical of Caitlin Clark, and we want to see what it looks like on the floor. Good. Let's chatter back and forth. That's what we do in the NBA. Why shouldn't we do it in the WNBA?
And there is a women's basketball renaissance going on right now. It's never been more popular on the college or pro level, and more trash talk, the better. And now, just because you read that story, Laura, I'm going to watch when Caitlin Clark plays Diana Taurasi just to see what it looks like. I wasn't going to watch before this, so now I will.
My thing is, I love what Mace just said. The guys talk trash all the time. So, like, the women coming at it like, yo, you better step up. Like, that's dope. I want more of that.
Me too.
Yeah, make it chippy. Make it chippy. I want to see what Caitlin Clark looks like at the next level.
Sure.
By the way, what is... I've never watched the WNBA game. What channel is it on?
ESPN.
Oh, okay.
ESPN has a WNBA
Should be easy
contract.
to find.
Go to a Sparks game, Mace.
Yeah, there's some Sparks games on Spectrum. Trudell does some of those games.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
You know, the Sparks have never invited me to sing the national anthem at one of their games.
That I think I can make happen.
Can you make it happen?
You don't even know what channel. No, you don't deserve to.
I know what channel. We're on it. We're on the same channel.
You do not deserve to do the national anthem. Absolutely not.
No, I absolutely can.
No, you don't even know anything about them.
Hey, Greg,
That's garbage.
Is there a Canadian WNBA team?
I don't know.
Like Toronto Raptors?
Oh, I don't want to do the Canada.
What if I did Oh Canada?
Oh my God.
And you did the anthem?
That would be the biggest thing
Then
in
they would
history.
take us.
Oh.
But I don't think there's a Canadian WNBA team.
No, I don't believe so.
And I don't think they would let us do it at the Laker game.
They're talking about expanding to Toronto.
Yeah, they're trying to.
But they're not there yet.
Okay.
Yeah, boy, that would be. Yeah, I think "Oh Canada" is a tougher song to sing than the national anthem.
Yeah, but I think it's a prettier song.
It is a prettier song.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
I know it, and I've actually sang it like at home, and people are like, "How do you know this song?"
I don't think I know it. Wait,
I don't know it.
Oh Canada, our home and native land. True patriot love in all our sons command. And that's where I lose it.
Glowing hearts we see thee rise.
Whoa.
Our true love.
No, true north, strong and free.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah, I'll learn it.
That's all I know. Oh,
I will, if there is a Canadian WNBA team and the Sparks will have us.
Oh my God!
I will do the Canadian anthem. You can do the American anthem, and we will make history.
Oh, that would be
just
phenomenal.
from hearing it over and over again. I know that much.
Yeah,
that's why is that thing? Why is that a thing?
I don't know. It's a great song. They got a cool national anthem. They do.
Scott Brooks, I'm friends with Scott Brooks, the basketball coach.
Yeah.
And one day I was playing golf with him, and we're friends with another guy named Rex Kalamian. He's an assistant in the league.
Right.
And he plays for, right now he's coaching in Milwaukee, but back then he was in Toronto. So Brooks and I are playing at Pelican Hill on a perfect day with the ocean in the background.
Okay.
And we had somebody take a picture of us, and we sent it to Kalamian, and all we wrote at the bottom was, "We the South." It's because they're all into their "We the North" thing. We wrote "We the South."
We the South.
With the ocean in the background.
I like
but
that.
I will learn the Canadian anthem if I need to sing it.
Excellent. All right, there, we done? Or you got one more, Bri?
Oh, that's it for today.
That's it for today. All right, coming up next for you, I mentioned this earlier, L.A. City Council looking to create a new law that you will like.
Good.
John. Also,
because we need more laws.
Let's talk a little Yamamoto, huh? That guy was dealing last night. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
BB Go is the official game day snack of the Lakers. Mouth-watering Korean snacks and meals in minutes. Keep your freezer stocked with BB Go for a delicious meal. It's Korea's #1 food brand, and it's making the whole world more delicious. Minimum effort, maximum flavor. Available at all grocery stores in the freezer aisle. BB Go Mandu are the largest, juiciest dumplings in the market. Every day is the day to live delicious with BB Go.
It's Evan Cohen, unsportsmanlike.
.710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. And we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
New slogan, John. You ready? Mason and Ireland.
We've come to this place for magic. We come to this place
We come to this
for
place
magic.
for magic. I think that's a good slogan. It is so annoying at the movies. I literally will say it out loud just before she starts talking. And they've been running it for 3 friggin' years.
There will be no besmirching of Nicole Kidman on this show.
We come to this place for magic.
Because I love her.
Yeah.
And she had to put up being married to Tom Cruise for 10 years, so we should cut her some slack.
Yeah. Okay. For 10 years.
Forced,
exactly
right?
10. All right. So, what's the I want to ask you guys an honest question. What do you think of this sweater jacket thing I'm wearing?
Stand up. Look at it on YouTube.
Look at it on YouTube.
I don't mind it. I think it's good. I liked yesterday was one of my favorite ones.
Really?
What was the day when you had the jeans, a shirt, and like a cover up with some brown leather?
Oh
on?
yeah.
That's the best look you've had this week.
I'd only ask you, why is the zipper so far down?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to zip it all the way up.
No, not all the way up. Just like a little bit. Like,
no, I think it's the. I think it's the. It's a mid zip.
It's a mid zip,
like mid chest.
It's a half zip.
So guess what? This is not an endorsement because they're not paying us.
Right.
This was $14.99 at Ross Dress for Less.
Good to see you're still patronizing Ross
love
Dress for
Ross Dress for Less. Does anybody else go shopping there? You search through all these piles of clothes looking for your size, and eventually you pull something out of there that you like?
I used to, like, when I needed, like, the retail therapy, because there's so much in there. It would calm me down. But I feel like lately I haven't been able to find things that I want there.
Yeah. You gotta dig under piles of clothes.
You do, but you get good stuff when you find stuff.
$14.99.
It's like Nordstrom Rack.
Oh, that's a
good
great
spot
one.
too. Yeah.
TJ Maxx, another great
you know what this cost me?
Burlington.
Nothing. It's a Travis Matthews shirt.
Shout out Paul Gray.
Yeah.
Shout out Ryan Ellis. They send me boxes of swag.
Good for you, man. Hey, it's Ticket Thursday on 710 ESPN. Keep on listening all day long for your cue to call. When you hear it, be caller number 7-877-710 ESPN. You win 2 of the hottest tickets in town. Saturday night, Kia Forum. Netflix is a Joke presents the greatest roast of all time, Tom Brady. Your chance to win all Ticket Thursday here on 710 ESPN. So,
is Netflix doing that live, or are they recording it and going to do it later?
You know, I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know the answer.
All right.
It's cool if it's live, right?
Yeah, it'd be fun.
So, Ireland, during the pandemic, all over town, businesses started going to cashless.
Okay.
You got to do it with your card. You tap it or you stick it in your phone or chip or all that stuff. City Council wants to ban cashless businesses in Los Angeles. In other words, if you're trying to go no cash, they're saying they want to make a law that says that's not legal. What do you think of that?
I like it because I always carry cash.
You always carry cash. I never carry cash.
But it would change our world a little bit because all the sports teams are cashless now.
Correct.
Rams are
cashless.
cashless.
Is
Lakers are
cashless?
Dodgers cashless.
Definitely cashless.
So it would have
how
to
much
go
money
back
in
to...
your? We've done this, but how much money in your wallet right now?
Ding, 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 ding. Greg just
I said, watch this. How much money is your wallet right now?
Oh, yeah, not the same story.
Not the same story.
But I like to know. I like to know how much cash everybody's
I'll
carrying.
show you how much there's. Look on YouTube. That's how much cash is in my wallet right now.
Oh, you know what?
Anything?
A lot of cards, no money.
Yeah, see, all 4 of us are zero.
I have
Wait a
pesos.
minute. I'm going to make up for all of you.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you are.
he
I'm wait. Let's guess. Let's guess how much
Let's
he has.
guess.
I
All right,
can't see.
okay, you guys all guess, and I'll keep adding it up.
I'll say
All right.
$475.
Okay, Greg, what do you think?
I'm going to say $267.
$520.
$180.
I think me
He
and
is
Brian are
still
close.
He's still
counting
counting,
money.
so hopefully
Yeah,
I'm
but that
in
means
the
like
ball.
ones and fives.
Still counting.
It's not all hundreds.
He's got like a bankroll in there.
All right, I said 520.
He is still counting money.
He may have more
Although
bills than he has money.
He had
That's
bills
true.
from winning golf holes.
But those were ones.
No, I'm going to
He
give you
played
guys
ones.
I see some ones over
Okay.
there. Okay.
All right, everybody's guesses are in?
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody's guesses are in.
The answer is $386.
Oh, wow. So what did you say, Mace?
I said $425.
All right, so you're closest.
Yeah,
I
I was
said
closest.
276.
Thank you.
I said $520.
About time I win something. Yeah, that's
Great.
great.
There's your winnings.
So, oh, nice. I win $1.
So, by the way, they talked about it on Travis and Sliwa. They don't actually carry wallets. Neither one of them carry
I
wallets.
heard this. Yeah.
Yeah, so I
All
carry
right.
a wallet.
I
You
carry a
look like
purse.
you carry a
I
wallet.
carry a wallet.
But you have
All
a
right,
wallet
Mace,
in your
tell
purse?
me if this is
Yes.
a wallet.
I think you have a money clip.
I do. It's a money clip that I put money in and then has credit cards. Is that a wallet?
It's a money clip.
That's a money clip.
All right, so there's a difference
Yeah,
between
that's a
a
money
money clip
clip.
and a wallet? Okay.
A wallet is, a wallet is like normal. Do you carry a wallet, Bergman?
Yeah, I have a wallet, which I don't need any of the stuff in here. I could carry a money clip, but then it would just be a clip.
Was
'cause
Travis
there's no
saying
money.
he just uses a rubber band?
Yeah,
Is that right?
It's
Oh
all his
my.
credit cards and a rubber band.
It's so funny.
What?
My dad only used a
Really?
rubber band. Only used a rubber band. Or what he called them gum bands. He used a gum band.
Bergman, when you got married, did you give out a groomsman's gift
I
to
did.
the people that were going? Do you remember what it was?
I have to think back. I don't remember yesterday, John. I I'd have to think about what it was.
So that's what I gave. I gave away money clips for my groomsmen's
with
gift,
money,
and I put 100 in each one
That's
of them
cool.
because they all had to rent tuxes, and Lisa came up with these fancy tuxes, and so it cost a lot
Did
of
you
money.
engrave them?
I put their initials on them.
Oh, that's really sweet of
I
you.
think I gave them all alcohol that they liked. I gave them a big.
You never go
bottle of
wrong with
alcohol.
that.
No, can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
I went out for a drink. Did I think I told you this. Actually, you weren't here. I go out for a drink with elote, liquor that is elote, which I think translates as corn.
Yeah, elote.
There's an elote liquor and bourbon. It was combined with one of those big square ice cubes and then a little baby corn sitting on top. Just a little baby corn. It was a delicious drink. I don't know where you get elote liquor, but I thought it was good.
I've never heard of that, so that was I'm like, what restaurant are you
Just
in?
a little baby corn on top. All right, coming up next for you, Kim Kardashian made an appearance. John, it's Kim Kardashian's story. Kim Kardashian made an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel. She revealed 2 weird things about herself. That's coming up next. Mesa in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Let me tell you about iSpot Active. Okay, I was talking to Jason Roberts today, and he was saying how he could use iSpot Active. He's one of our MCs here. iSpot Active is for people that play pickleball, tennis, soccer, basketball, football, and if you're sore afterwards, or even if you lift boxes for a living and you're just sore all the time. You know, some people go in the jacuzzi, some people use a Theragun. None of those things work as well as iSpot Active. iSpot Active is wearable cryotherapy. Wherever you're hurting, wherever you're sore, your knees, your hips, your hamstrings, your back, upper or lower, your elbows. iSpot Active has a device where you simply slide into these compression shirts or compression pants. They contain ice-cold gel packs. You leave them on for 20 minutes, and if you're like me, you're going to feel better almost right away. And it's easy to learn how to do. Just go to this website, iSpotActive.com, ICEBOD active.com. You go to that site, you'll see James Worthy. He's one of the owners of the company. You'll see a doctor that'll give you a testimonial. iSpot Active is the new, smarter, faster way to ice. Check them out today. iSpot Active, iSpotActive.com.
It is the hottest.
Last Saturday at BMO Stadium, it was another thriller for the black and gold.
Still loose in the area. Belong to the shot back post. And he scores!
Another Bowanga banger for the victory.
Oh, what a finish from Bowanga!
Next up, the black and gold travel up north to Levi Stadium for a clash with the Quakes. Coverage of LAFC versus San Jose starts Saturday at 4 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
You know what's happening tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, that's Friday night. Well, I'm going to Sting.
You are. The two best teams in the National League, possibly an NLCS championship preview, the Braves and the Dodgers this weekend at Dodger Stadium. And last night, I don't know if you want, Dodgers finished up their road trip at 7-2. I don't know how much of Yamamoto you saw last night, but my gosh, he's fun to watch. He really is.
He's so good, and he's finding his rhythm, too. So, John, you talked about this a lot, whether Yamamoto can come from Japan over to here and be able
I
to
would
pitch.
not have given him $300 million when he had never pitched an inning in the major leagues.
325.
Okay.
So in 7 starts this year, 4 of them he's given up 0 runs.
Okay. What happened in the other 3?
Well, 2 of them.
Well, he blew the game in Seoul. If you take out the game in Seoul where he got lit up by the Padres, guy's got like a $1.72 ERA or something.
Yeah, if you just take out any game against the Padres, it's way down.
He has been and if you watch him, the great thing about watching him is he's got his curveball is just beautiful. It's just, and his splitter just dives on hitters. I mean, it's
almost unhittable.
It is unhittable. Yeah. It is, and his arm angle never changes. There was talk of him early in the year, especially around that start in Seoul, that he was tipping his pitches in some way.
Right.
Clearly not the case anymore. His arm angle is, no matter what pitch he's throwing, it's the same. I think Yamamoto. If you tell me you got Tyler Glasnow, Yamamoto going games 1 and 2 in a series, I feel really comfortable about it.
But who pitches game 3 and 4?
Walker Buehler comes back on Monday, potentially. He's the guy that pitches game 3, game 4.
Bobby Miller.
Bobby Miller is potentially going to be back again, game 3, game 4. They've got a lot of options, but that 1-2 I think is really strong.
And if they really need somebody else at the trade deadline, I guarantee you, especially this year, they will go out and get a starting pitcher if they feel they need one.
There's a lot of talk about them adding a reliever, specifically David Bednar from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
He's been awful so far.
Has he been?
Yeah, he's been terrible. He's got like a 13 ERA, but he's got great stuff.
So I think when you've actually talked about this too before, John, is that Dustin May is going to start pitching off a mound soon. That would be a perfect guy for a closer.
I agree, but I don't think you can count on Dustin May staying healthy.
Which is why you make him a closer.
Right. But I think even in that role, you worry about him staying healthy.
And
same thing with Walker Buehler. I think if those two guys, they both had double surgeries. Each have had 2 surgeries in the last 2 years. If either one of those guys emerged this year as an option, I think that's gravy. I wouldn't count on either one.
I'm counting on. I think Walker Buehler will be great. I think he's going to take a few starts. He threw 6 rehab starts, I think, right? Yep. Finally coming back on Monday. I think he can return to form. I think he can return to form.
I do too.
And by the way, and later in the year, you got Kershaw. You've got other guys coming as the year moves along. I think they got lots of starting pitching options. I've been not impressed with James Paxton so far.
All right, hey, you buried the lead. You cannot tell me you're going to talk about Kim Kardashian and then not talk about Kim Kardashian.
We're having a Dodger conversation.
Well,
what's more important? Be serious.
Yeah, we went Yamamoto to Kardashian. She was on Jimmy Kimmel, and there are a couple of interesting things that she said.
I'm a super fan.
Yes.
Can I try and answer the questions before she does? Do you know what the questions are?
No, I think she just lists 2 weird things. Okay, so here it is.
Is it true you sleep with your eyes slightly open?
I do.
How is that possible? And how do you know?
There's footage because my sisters have taken videos.
Oh, they
and
have.
pictures.
I see. Yeah.
Yes.
And you don't wake up with dry eyes from that?
No.
No? Oh, all right. You have someone take the Starbucks sleeve off your coffee because you hate the sound of cardboard.
And yes, that's true. And I hate the feeling.
Is that is that somebody's only job? Is that it's like there one guy who does that or a woman? I don't want to,
Whoever I'm with, I just can't see it being done, or I can't hear it, and I can't feel it. Like the cardboard getting moved off of the cup is like nails on a chalkboard.
Completely agree.
Wow,
weird. Yeah.
So when the Amazon delivery driver comes, do you run upstairs? This fear of cardboard that you have?
Those are 2 weird little nuggets. One, that she sleeps with her eyes open. Okay. And 2, she's afraid of cardboard.
I will once again say she's just misunderstood.
Misunderstood, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a weird. Is there a weird tick like that? I mean, she doesn't like cardboard. That's very strange.
Hey,
Do you have
Kim.
There, that's dedicated to Kim, exactly.
All right, here's a weird one for me. I've told you guys this before,
Yep.
but I'm not the only one who has it. I don't like tomatoes. Like if you
Really?
put tomatoes in a salad, but I love tomato sauce. Like I love red sauce on pasta.
But you would never eat just a tomato.
A raw tomato. No, isn't that weird?
That is weird.
Well, no, they put
That's
a bunch
common.
of stuff in tomato sauce. Like they put basil and they put other
Right.
different things.
Right, so there is other stuff.
But you would
yeah.
think as much as I like tomato sauce, like I could eat Italian every night
You like
if I
ketchup?
had to. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't like raw tomatoes.
Ketchup is vinegar based, so
Yeah.
they're adding
Yeah.
more stuff.
There's a lot of people like
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
Yeah.
I put the green can of Parmesan cheese on almost everything I eat.
Yeah.
Everything. It's good. It's good, and no matter what you're eating, you can put that grated Parmesan cheese on. It's excellent.
So, like you, John, though, I like hummus, but I don't like
Chickpeas.
garbanzo beans, chickpeas. That's just mashed up chickpeas.
Right, but there is stuff
There's other
again,
stuff in it,
including
but it's the
garlic
same
and
kind of
whatnot.
thing.
Yeah.
I hate garbanzo beans or chickpeas, but I love hummus.
I'm trying to think, but those are something that actually annoys us. The way cardboard annoys Kim Kardashian. Do you have anything like that? Morales.
Wow.
I knew that was going to come up.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's my cardboard right there.
No.
Like grinding, like when people like you know when
Nails
you
on a chalkboard is actually a thing
like
that
a
doesn't.
grinding thing.
Oh, you know what? I hate forks on a plate.
Oh, yeah,
that sound is terrible.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, Yamamoto, John. he has had multiple shutout appearances now, and I think his streak is at 6-12. Yeah, it's at 12 consecutive innings scoreless, with 12 strikeouts. I think he's
well, I said when you
fantastic.
said make outlandish predictions at the beginning of the year, my prediction was he'll win Cy Young and Rookie of the Year at the same time. So I'm kind of
So
on
you
both
were
sides
in on
of the issue here.
Yamamoto.
No. I would not have given him $325 million after never pitching in the major leagues, but I think he's as good of a bet with that contract to win Rookie of the Year and Cy Young as anybody, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's early to talk about Rookie of the Year and MVP, or Cy Young, but yeah, I think he potentially. I mean, Tyler Glasnow is the clear one for the Dodgers right now. He's been
great.
spectacular.
Another
spectacular.
guy to go into the Rookie of the Year conversation is Andy Pages. Too.
Andy
He's
Pages,
been
again, another home run last night.
Yeah.
He is
Batting over 300, has 3 home runs.
He's transformed the bottom of the lineup.
100%.
You've all of a sudden got a real bat there. All right, one other thing I wanted to get here, John. You know, the TV deals for the NBA are all changing now.
Yeah, my guys over at Amazon are getting in on it.
And it comes up it's for 2025 that they're angling, right?
Right.
Do you realize that Charles Barkley signed a great deal with TNT?
Yep. They'll let them all out.
He put an opt-out clause in 2025.
No, I think they'll let all those guys out.
No, but he literally he talked about it, put an opt-out clause in his contract. He says, I covered my ass, to be honest with you. I signed a 10-year deal 2 years ago, but one of the things I did was I put in an opt-out clause in a couple years because I wanted to cover my ass if the NBA moves to a different network. I said, guys, if you lose the NBA, I want to make sure I can get out of here. So I'm actually in a really good position. We knew it was going to be Amazon and Apple, but we didn't know NBC was going to come out of the woodwork. But the one thing I particularly did in my contract, I put an opt-out clause in there. Listen, I love TNT. They've been great to me. I wanted to make sure that if we lost the NBA in 2 years, I could be a free agent. And by the way, John, I think you're right. I think they would release those guys no matter what. Barkley, where would he go?
Wherever the NBA goes.
Right, but the NBA is going to be in like 3 places, right? Isn't there going to be a total bidding war for Barkley?
Maybe. Or you could do what A-Rod does. You know how A-Rod was working for ESPN and Fox at the same time?
Right.
That could happen.
If I was Shaq, I would say, okay, Shaq, you and me are a team. Let's negotiate a deal together where you go, I go.
Right.
And it becomes a big package
but
like
Charles
that.
is 60 now, too, and he's made a ton of money. He may not want to do it much longer.
Have you seen him do that Grace? Not Grace. What's his show? King Charles.
Yeah, they canceled it.
King Charles. Oh, did they cancel it?
It's over.
It was terrible.
Yeah, well, maybe that's why they canceled it.
Yeah, it was terrible. I tried watching it, and did they cancel it?
Yeah, it's canceled.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, no more.
It's so weird. It was like on Tuesday nights on CNN. I never knew when it was coming on. All right, tell you what, coming up next for you, John, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Sources close to Britney Spears are worried that she might be broke.
What?
Yes. We will do that coming up, plus a pickleball controversy. In the meantime, Mother's Day is May 12. May 12. And if you're like me, my mom is everything to me. I mean, she was there through the good times and through the bad times, and I love involving her in stuff at the station. She's been to the Mandy's, and she's come to the pickleball and all that stuff. She is just my greatest champion and my greatest hero. And if your mom falls into that category, you want to take care of her for Mother's Day. She deserves the best. That's why I'm sending farm fresh flowers from Bouqs. That's short for bouquets. And right now, listen, I got 25% off your entire Bouqs purchase, so you can send some too. Here's why I like the Bouqs company. Bouqs is different. Their flowers are cut fresh, sourced directly from the best flower farms, so they last way longer. They even have flowers that grow on the side of a volcano. They got modern designs, unique flowers you can't find anywhere else. They're simple. I went online, picked the delivery date, bam, I'm done. Mother's Day, May 12th. Don't miss the chance to thank your mom or your wife or your grandmother or your favorite aunt or whoever that is. Order your Bouqs right now. Go to Bouqs.com. Use promo code ESPN for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com. Promo code ESPN. Bouqs, promo code ESPN. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Last Saturday at BMO Stadium, it was another thriller for the black and gold.
Still loose in the area. Bouanga, the shot back post, and he scores!
Another Bouanga banger for the victory.
Oh, what a finish for Bouanga!
Next up, the black and gold travel up north to Levi Stadium for a clash with the Quakes. Coverage of LAFC versus San Jose starts Saturday at 4 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
This is new Kendrick Lamar. It's a cut called Euphoria. I just did that. I heard it and I knew.
You just knew? Okay, and then what's it?
It's a diss track to Drake.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well done, man.
Is it Euphoria? Is it about Sydney Sweeney?
It is not about Sydney Sweeney.
Okay, because then I'd buy it.
Line,
if it
though.
is.
Yeah.
Don't be telling no lies about me, and I won't be telling truths about
Anyone But You, available now on Netflix, by the way.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, you've seen it already, right?
Yeah, Glenn
I've seen
Powell
it.
and
Have you
Sydney
seen it,
Sweeney.
Greg?
Yeah, I watched it.
Laura?
It's fun.
You just thought it was okay?
It was okay.
All right.
It wasn't very good.
Yeah, it's
actually.
fun.
I mean, it's just a
You'll
typical
walk
rom-com.
around singing that unwritten song all day after you watch it.
Unwritten. No, I mean they're both very.
That's his Serenity song, Glenn Powell's Serenity. Do you have a Serenity song?
A Serenity song.
So if he needs to be Glenn
Right.
Powell in that movie, if he's scared, like remember they got stuck on a light post?
Yes.
And if he's scared and he needs to Serenity, he listens to that song.
I'm trying to remember.
And
Is
the
that
way
the
she
song?
knew, the way that Sydney Sweeney knew, is when he was on the plane in the beginning. Remember, they're going to the same wedding in Australia.
Sure.
She went up to try and take something from him.
Yep.
And he was asleep and took his headset off, and that song was playing on a loop.
Oh yeah, right. Unwritten.
That song is famous for what?
The Hills.
There you go.
Yeah, I know
Very
it from
proud
the,
of you.
Know it from
You're
the Hills.
living in my world
I used to watch
now.
that. I watched The Hills. The Hills was like before reality shows
This is
got
it.
really mean and nasty.
LC.
Yeah, Lauren Conrad.
Lauren
That's right.
Conrad,
Kristen.
Heidi Montag,
Well, yeah.
Spencer.
Pratt.
Pratt.
So now she's Heidi Pratt.
You've got Brody Jenner.
By the way, I played in a golf tournament once.
Audrina.
Audrina used to be my friend Jordan's assistant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I played in a golf tournament once with Spencer and Brody.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They good?
Those dudes are so smart.
Really?
They were totally acting up on that show just to, I mean, like, they would get together before those shows and go, okay, let's be a jerk to her today.
Yeah.
And then they would, be in the headlines of everything, and then they'll go apologize and go back. Those guys are totally normal dudes.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Both
Boy,
very nice.
I am not surprised at all that Anyone But You is a total John Ireland movie.
Yeah, and
you
by the
are
way,
you love romantic
Close
comedies.
to 250 million.
Oh,
now.
it's huge.
Yeah.
Glenn Powell's got like 5 movies coming out right now. I
Right.
mean, by the way,
Did you see what he admitted the other day?
No.
So I found this interesting. You know, Sydney Sweeney's the it girl right now.
Right.
So when that movie came out, there was a rumor that Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney were
Right.
hooking up.
Sure.
Sydney Sweeney's engaged. Glenn Powell is married.
Yep.
But they said after that movie came out, all these tabloid stories started coming out. Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney had an affair.
Right.
So they went to Glenn Powell and they said, do you have a comment on this? Apparently, you're being accused of having an affair. And he said, no comment. And they went to Sydney Sweeney and she said, no comment. So Glenn Powell came out last week and they said, hey, why didn't you shoot down? He goes, because as long as everybody thought we were hooking up, it helped the movie.
Yeah, right.
And so they just denied.
They just played it up.
They didn't deny it.
Yeah.
And they didn't confirm it. And everybody went, oh, they must be hooking up.
Right.
And now the movie's made 200. I think it cost them like $10 million to make it.
Oh, yeah, it was a cheap movie. It did huge bank. Mario Ruiz is stopping in.
It's Mario.
No, he's just coming in to get.
Is that all? No, Mario. Yeah, Mario, because we're doing a big LAFC thing on June the 1st.
I heard a promo today with Mario and Denholm.
Yeah,
Is there
they're
something coming up
they're
with
doing,
LAFC?
No, they're doing a podcast about LAFC.
No kidding.
Oh, yeah. Dave Denholm and Mario Ruiz have got a podcast about LAFC. Mario, what's going on, man?
Wow, these headphones are super loud. This is like Mace style.
That is. There you go. That is.
No, I came in here because I heard you want to go hang out on 3252.
June 1.
All right, so what is his, if he's going to fit in,
Me
Mario,
and Bergman, by the way.
That's what I want to talk
okay.
about, John.
It's me and Bergman.
If Mace and Bergman are going to fit in, what do they need to do? How do they need to act?
There's a certain way to conduct yourself in the 3252. Okay. First of all, you can't sit down. So
right.
You have to be in shape. Are you in good enough shape to stand on
the
base?
It's like a filibuster.
I'm at the gym 5 nights a week, Mario.
Good. I like that.
I'm in a body transformation
in the rules
right now.
of a filibuster in D.C., you can't lean on anything.
Yeah.
You cannot sit down. You can't eat or drink anything.
I'm doing my summer shred, so I'm good.
What's you got to learn how to sing?
You got to learn all the songs, all the different chants.
What's a typical song?
Dale, 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 black and gold.
Is somebody going to hand me a
lyrics? Are they easy enough for him to learn? Or?
Some of them are in Spanish, so that's going to be a little bit of a challenge there. But you can do it, Mace.
Where do I find the songs to learn?
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure you can find them online on YouTube somewhere. but
Okay,
we
all
can
right.
get those to you.
Now, there are different groups inside the 3252.
Yeah. Do you have a connection with any of the groups?
The Stoner group I've got a connection with.
Okay.
Ruben,
But see, he wants
Ruben.
to start.
Raider Ruben.
He wants to start a gay stoner group, and I told him if it was gay and a stoner, he might be the only one in both groups. So he needs to welcome both the gays and the stoners. Don't you
I
think?
don't know. This is LA, so I think you might be able to find a bunch of those.
Right. Now, there is a pride group in there, too. There's a pride group in there, and there's
Yeah.
a stoner group in there.
Yeah.
I like to spend part of the time with the stoners and part of the time with the with all the pride people.
So we should maybe have Ruben on the show so that he can kind of like tell you
Hey,
how to
do you know
act.
Ruben?
This is not a bad idea.
I have
I've
his
met
number.
Ruben many times.
Oh,
at
Laura
events.
can find him.
Yeah, I have his number.
Yeah, he's part of the circle of trust.
Trust.
Right.
Trolls.
Yeah.
Ireland.
Yes, yes.
What?
Trust.
Don't
Circle of
call them
trust, right,
circle of
Ireland?
Yeah,
trolls.
circle of trolls are most of the people in the circle of trolls are nice, but there are a lot of trolls in there.
Ruben is a hell of a guy.
Ruben's a great guy.
guy.
Wait,
I
is
met him-
Ruben the Raider fan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, then he's in. He's
Yeah, it's
good.
Raider Ruben.
We should have
Beautiful.
him on. He should call. He just had a baby, didn't he, Laura?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
we should have
Congratulations,
we,
Ruben.
We should definitely let's get him on, Bergman.
He'll let you know how to act and how to conduct yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's the main song I got to learn?
Dale,
Dale, dale,
black and gold.
Dale, 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 black and
Do
gold.
they do that? Ole, ole. Is that the other band?
no,
That's the other
no,
team.
yeah,
No, they don't do that one.
They
That
don't do
one's
that
more
one.
like of a generic, like all soccer stadiums might do. It
Okay.
might be like
Right.
World Cup
Okay.
style. Yeah.
Dale, dale, dale,
Well, you
Black and gold.
black and gold.
And then we'll get you on the drums too.
Oh, I get drums.
That would
Bongos.
be really cool.
You know what I love when
Do they do those like they do at the World Cup? Those vuvuzelas?
No, vuvuzelas.
okay, no.
No, that's
But
a
I
sound
love-
you do not hear at BMO
I
Stadium.
love the big clouds of after a goal where they
Yeah.
release all the.
Do you have a smoke screen kit? The green one?
Oh yeah, I always carry my smoke screen kit with
He
me.
has
Are
a-
you kidding
we
me?
gotta
I
get you
built
one.
in What is
smoke
a
screen
smoke
kit.
screen
So
kit?
do you know the green kit that LAFC's kind of wearing? Like they started
Oh, yeah,
last
yeah.
year with it. It
Right.
was the new kit last year. It was like a green smoke screen kit.
Right. Is that what I need?
You're in the 420 section, right? So
Oh, that's right.
smoke screen kit is kind of like
They gave me a
from
big,
that.
They gave me a big scarf with weed on it.
Oh, the 420.
The
nice.
420 one, yeah.
Original, nice.
Yeah, I think you're better prepared for this than people are giving you credit for, but you just have to learn the songs.
Yeah, I will go online and I will learn some of the songs. How is the podcast going?
Oh, it's going great.
Yeah?
LAFC Plus. So we talk about a little bit about LAFC, but it's mostly the plus, and the plus is about the rest of the league. Right?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
there's a lot of podcasts out there about LAFC, Black and Gold, and they talk about all the games and the players. So we'll go over the game that just happened and preview the next game a little bit, but mostly we're talking about Messi. We're talking about the rest of the league, and
But
Columbus
yours is
Crew.
the only LAFC podcast that is actually on the ESPN LA app.
That's true. Yeah.
You just press
I
the
love that.
tile and you're hearing the
Boom.
podcast, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Awesome, man. Well, June the 1st. I got
June the
plenty
1st.
of time to ramp up for this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Awesome, man. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Amari. All right,
Thanks,
so
guys.
coming up is Game of Games, and Jay Moore, Greg, is going to play Game of Games with us.
He is going to play today. Yes.
The Jay Moore.
The Jay Moore.
The stand-up comic, Jay Moore.
That guy.
And he's got a show
From
coming
Mafia.
up, right?
Yes. he
Well,
has
we
a
can ask
show.
him about
yeah,
it.
it's going to be
Okay.
on Saturday in Irvine.
Awesome. We will do that, and Jay will play Game of Games with us. Coming up next, Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
It's time for Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in L.A., Mason and Ireland. Game of Games. Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com. Call Jacob. Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle. Call Jacob. Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, here we go. It is Game of Games time, and we welcome to the show.
Yeah, we do.
The great Jay Moore, one of the best stand-up comics out there. He's playing Friday, Saturday, Sunday night at the Irvine Improv. Jay, thanks for coming on, man. How you doing?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And by the way, I'm not saying this just because Jay's online. If you haven't seen Jay do stand-up, get there.
Yeah.
Get there one of those nights. It is a tour de force. Man, I'm so glad you're back out there doing that.
Me too. And it's just Friday, Saturday, FYI. I don't think there's a Sunday show.
Have you
is
canceled
there?
your Sunday show?
Mason's trying to get you additional work.
I don't do Thursday, Sundays anymore. It's too stressful for the marriage. I don't like being gone that long.
There you go.
I hear you.
Smart. Happy wife, happy life. For people who
Good
don't
afternoon.
Yeah, for people who don't know, Jay is married to Jeannie Buss.
You're kidding me.
Did you not know that?
No.
But so he's got a lot of perks in that wedding, in that marriage, if you know what I mean. All right. So Jay, I know you're a regular listener. How you feeling about taking us on?
Yeah, it's like Final Jeopardy. It all depends on the topic.
Yep, amen. And Laura Romo has the game today.
Ooh.
Laura has a tendency to go all over the map. Where are you going today, Laura?
So it is The Rock's birthday. So in honor of him, we're gonna do a game of games about him.
All right, about The Rock.
About The Rock.
All right, here we
Dwayne
go.
The Rock Johnson. Questions are multiple choice, true or false.
Okay.
Super, super easy. So we talked about middle names yesterday. So what is The Rock's middle name? Is it Dwayne, Douglas, or Donald?
Brian, Dwayne, Douglas, or Donald?
Dwayne.
Greg.
It's not his first name. Dwayne, Douglas, or Donald. I'm going to go Douglas.
Mace.
Dwayne.
I'm also going Dwayne. Jay.
Douglas.
What is it, Laura?
It is Douglas.
Oh! Jay Moore on the board.
Good afternoon.
Brian, you got that?
No, Greg got it.
Greg got it. Okay. Go ahead, Laura. Number 2.
Always taking points from me.
This one is a true or false.
Okay.
True
Only
or
way
false?
I can beat you.
True or false? The Rock has 3 children, 2 girls and 1 boy.
Greg.
So it's true or false?
True or false? He has 3 kids, 2 girls, 1 boy.
False.
Mace.
False.
I'm going false. Jay.
Rock has 3 kids. That's true.
That's true. Okay, Brian.
I'm going to go true as well.
He does have 3 kids, but it's 3 girls.
But wait, so is the
So wait,
answer
so-
true?
It's false.
It's
It's
false.
false. Yeah,
Okay.
because I
It's
said
false.
2 girls, 1 boy.
2 girls, 1 boy. Oh,
All right,
that
so-
was a little trick then there, Jay.
All
Yes,
right.
a little tricky.
Well,
I got to pay attention. This is what my teachers told me in school. I got to pay attention. I thought it was because you have 3. Nah, it doesn't matter.
all right. Greg 2, Jay, John, Mace 1, Brian yet to scratch. Here we go.
All right, guys, pay attention. Dwayne Johnson, a.k.a. The Rock, has been in the following movies except The Longest Yard, The Avengers, or The Tooth Fairy.
Okay. Mace.
The Avengers.
I don't remember The Rock being in The Longest Yard. I'll go Longest Yard. Jay.
I'm going to say The Tooth Fairy.
Okay. Brian.
I'm going to go longest yard as well.
Greg.
I think it's The Avengers.
Laura, what's the answer?
It is The Avengers.
Yeah,
He's
it's not
DC.
in The Avengers.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Good afternoon.
Gotta pay attention here.
All right. What's next, Laura?
The next one is, how tall is The Rock? Is he 6'4", 6'3", or 6'5"?
This one's me. I'm going to go 6'4". Jay.
6'4".
Brian.
Yeah, 6'4".
Greg.
6'3".
Mace.
6'4".
You should have gone 6'4", Greg, because he is 6'4".
Everybody
We're
but
all on it
Greg.
but Greg.
And
Everybody but Greg.
we needed that. All right. Mason and Greg are tied.
Stupid Greg.
Jay and I are 1 back. Brian, you're 2 back. Go ahead, Laura.
Good
Right.
afternoon, Jay.
At the 1999 Royal Rumble, The Rock regained his WWF at the time title by defeating which champion? Was it Mankind, Triple H, or Shawn Michaels?
Jay, that one's you. Mankind, Triple H, or Shawn Michaels?
Mankind.
Brian.
Triple H.
Greg.
I don't know wrestling at all. Triple H.
Mace.
Mankind.
I'll also go Mankind. Who is it, Laura?
It is Mankind.
Yeah. Jay, did you know that? Did you know that, Jay?
I'm a wrestling nut.
Yeah, so he did
The
know.
Rock is like my weakest. The Rock is like my weakest wheelhouse. If
Well, you're good.
Jimmy
You're doing
Snicket,
good.
come on.
You're doing good. You're only one back. Here, the score is Mason 4, Bergman, Moore, Ireland 3, Cohen 1. All right, Laura, how many are left?
I have a few, so
I just
everyone
need
goes.
10 more. I need 10 more.
All right, let's go.
Laura, how many are left?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, you got a
Yeah,
bunch.
Okay, you got a
Go
bunch.
ahead.
You got a bunch.
I do a lot. What year did Dwayne play on the national championship football team? Was it 1992, 1991, or 1990?
Brian.
Let's go 91.
Greg.
Which year was it? 92.
Mace.
91.
I'm going to go 1990. Jay.
Give me those years again, please.
91, 92, or 90?
92.
1990.
Boom. Anybody else guess 90?
Yeah.
No, just you.
All right. So Mason and I are tied. Greg and Jay are 1 back. Brian is 3 back. Go ahead, Laura.
Jack in the box.
Little Billy Mack
Little
in
Bill
there. I like
McDonald
it.
shout out.
The
Yeah.
Rock joined the back then WWF in what year? Was it 1996, 1997, or 1998?
Greg.
1998.
Mace.
7.
I'll go 97. Jay.
I'll go 97.
97. Brian.
98.
Oh, you guys all missed it. 96.
Okay, Laura. 3 left.
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right. Okay.
At
3.
the 1990, sorry, I already did that. How long was each episode of Dwayne Johnson's comedy series Ballers? Was it 60 minutes, 30 minutes, or 45 minutes?
Mace.
30 minutes?
I'm also going 30 minutes. Jay.
What an interesting question. I'm going to go off the board and say the 40 answer.
45. Okay, Brian.
I'm going to go 60.
Greg.
30.
It is 30.
Yeah. All right. Greg got it.
Yeah,
Mason got it.
There's no
Ireland
way
got it.
God.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so Brian is out.
So no.
Jay, you get to go last, but you're 2 back, so you got to go opposite of what Mason and I say. So it's Mason 5, Ireland 5, Bergman 4, Jay has 3. Laura, 2 left. Go for
I'm
it.
rooting for Mason. Just so you know.
All right.
Need this.
Screw you, Jay.
In the movie The Rundown, Dwayne Johnson plays a bounty hunter set in which country? Was it A, Brazil, B, Australia, or C, India?
This one's me. I'm going Australia. Mace.
Brazil.
Greg.
I don't have to.
You
What was
don't
the
have
first one?
Brazil, Australia, or India?
Brazil.
Jay.
I mean, it's Brazil, so guess opposite wrong.
Yeah, you got to guess India.
Okay, India.
He's like, it's wrong. It is Brazil.
It's
It is
Brazil.
Brazil.
Okay, so Bergman has tied me. Jay, you're out, but we're going to let you place because you're a guest.
Yes.
So the score is Mason 6, Bergman and Ireland 5, and Jay's just playing for fun. All right, Laura, last one. Greg, we got to go opposite of Mace.
All right, here it goes. Which was the first Fast and Furious movie to feature Dwayne Johnson? Was it Too Fast, Too Furious, Fast 5, or Los Bandoleros?
Mace.
Fast 5.
I think it is Fast
so do
5,
I.
Greg, but I'll go Too Fast, Too Furious just to be different.
Yeah, it's not that one, so I'll do Los Bandoleros.
And Jay, what do you think?
Can I say India again?
Yeah, India. You can.
India's a good answer.
Mace got it. It's Fast
It's
5.
Fast 5.
Mason victorious. All right, Laura, did you do a tiebreaker?
I did.
All right, what is it?
What is The Rock's net worth?
Oh.
All right, what is The Rock's net worth? Everybody write down an answer. Okay. I got mine. Mace, you got yours?
Yep.
I didn't stab you.
Greg, you got yours?
I will have it in 1.3 seconds. I'm done.
Brian, what'd you rate?
750 million.
All right, 750. Greg, what'd you rate?
I went very low, 132 mil.
Whoa.
132.
Yeah, it's fine.
Mace,
It's
what'd
fine.
you rate?
550.
550. I wrote 222 million. Jay, what'd you rate?
I think Greg's right. I think it's less than you think. I think it's like 135.
You guys are all so wrong. It's 800 million.
Oh, so 550
Mason,
carried the day.
Mason gets it. And he's almost a billionaire.
No, I didn't. Brian say 750?
I did say 7.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So Ryan got it.
So Jay, sorry you didn't win.
Oh, my.
But
Oh,
good
you know
afternoon.
what? Good afternoon. This is my favorite show. I love you guys. I mean, should I send a picture of my refrigerator? Like, what's next?
Yes. Oh, God. Well, we can tell you, listen. So I got a question. When you do these shows in Irvine on Friday and Saturday, and by the way, if people want to get tickets, what's the easiest way?
Improv.com.
Okay, improv.com. When you do those shows, the country has become so polarized. Do you do a lot of politics, a little, or none?
No, I don't do any. I
None.
just talk about what it's like to be at your. I just talk about what it's like to be at your own intervention and going to rehab, and what it's like in rehab, and when you come out. Like, yeah, and then I'll do the impressions. You know, Farley, Norm Macdonald, Tracy Morgan, Christopher Walken, Clint Eastwood, Al Pacino, the Hughes. And then I talk about having boys and how they almost die every day because they do stupid things like that.
Yeah. By the way, you invented the Christopher Walken impression. I never saw anybody do Christopher Walken until you, and now I would argue everybody does an impression of Jay Moore doing an impression of Christopher Walken.
And didn't you tell me once a long time ago you did it in front of Walken? You did it maybe when you were on the SNL cast. Did you do it in to his face?
I did it on the set of Suicide Kings. He had this speech where he said, "It's lucky for you. I know who I know, and I do what I do. Otherwise, your princess would be chopped minced meat by now." And I just kept saying that over and over. And then he thought I was making fun of him, and he goes, "What are you doing?"
So,
it was so scary.
So, Jay, I am curious about something. I've talked about it a lot on the air. I've never been there. I've never been to this magical place that everybody talks about, and I walk by when I'm at Crypto, the patio. How does one get onto the patio?
Hit me up. I got you.
Yeah?
I honestly, I don't know, but I know if I have a friend that comes and we get their tickets, they also get the patio passes. It's very limited, obviously.
Yeah, sure.
Because it's a smaller space, but I got you, Mace. You know
All right. I'm in.
I hope you know that.
I'm in. The other thing, we tried to do this a couple of times, but I would still love to have you on my podcast too.
Yeah, you know what happened is you never asked me. That really was the bug.
Oh, was that really the problem?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, the invitation's coming. Invitation, because I want to talk to you about your journey through rehab. All that stuff is fascinating. And by the way, you've been sober now for how long?
3 years, 1,147 days.
Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
But the world's record in sobriety is 1 day, my friend.
1 day. Listen.
That's it.
We love getting you out. Were you going to come back next time you do a show?
Yeah. Well, I don't have to do a show. Like, you guys are my favorite show. And what Christopher Walken said to me once, I had a crying scene. I'll make this quick. I had to cry on camera.
Yep.
And right before action, he goes, "Hey, real quick, Jay, what's the name of the girl that plays the nanny?" I'm like, "What?" He goes, "What's her name?" I go, "Fran Drescher." He goes, "Yeah. I would like to sleep with her." Action. That happened. That's true.
Awesome, man.
Oh, my gosh, that's awesome. All right, hey, good luck this weekend. Thank you for doing this, and we can't wait to go out and see you soon.
We'll get you on again soon, man.
Mason and Ireland.
All right.
Mason and Ireland in 2024. Bye, boys.
Thank you, Jay.
Awesome. Thanks, Jay.
That was great.
That was very cool.
All right, Brian, hit the supers. Wait.
Yeah, let me do Game of Games brought to you by Call Jacob. Don't forget, if you're involved in any kind of accident, calljacob.com is what you're looking for. And join ESPN LA Street Team at the 909 Sports Bar inside Yamamoto Resort and Casino this Saturday starting at 4 p.m. Watch UFC 301, Pantoja versus Usyk, flyweight title bout powered by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick some up at your local convenience store. Now let's hit the Super
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason and Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins.
Super Crosstalk. Presented by Coors Light. Coors Light. Made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
There he is. What's up, Cappy?
Hi, Cap.
Hi, guys.
South for you today?
Yeah, a little south down at my vacation home, you know.
Did you hear my friend Jay Moore say next year I'm going on the patio with him?
I did hear that just now. I did indeed. And I would like to say to Jay Moore, because I know he's still listening, happy Handsome Thursday to Jay Moore.
What is there a meaning behind that?
Well, Jay every Tuesday goes on to Instagram. Both of you guys being such close friends with Jay would know.
Yes.
That Jay goes on every Tuesday and he says, hey, happy Handsome Tuesday. And that's all he does. That's what he does. He goes,
That's
hey,
it? That's all he does?
Hey, happy Handsome Tuesday.
So you're
wearing.
That's pretty good.
So you're taking Thursday?
So because he's on the air today, Thursday, I'm saying, hey, Jay, happy Handsome Thursday.
There you go.
You're on it. So Sedano just walked in, and we were having a conversation earlier about what happens.
Oh, God.
I heard this.
If
Tyler gets blown out.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
What happens
Well, if Tyler gets blown out, the Lakers should be their first. That should be their first call.
I agree.
Yes, agreed.
But the question then remains, Steve Ballmer has the largest checkbook of any owner in all of professional sports.
Right.
As a matter of fact.
Is that true?
It's true. You could take 27 NBA owners and combine their net worth.
And Ballmer makes more than all of them.
More than all of them.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he is one of the world's
Richest
50th
people.
richest people.
Yeah.
So we were thinking about, I would equate this, guys, to when Tiger Woods was looking for a caddy.
Mm-hmm.
He basically said, and keep in mind, caddies get 10% of whatever the golfer makes.
Right.
So when Tiger Woods became, in essence, a free agent, every caddy in the market became a candidate. Because
And he kind of had his pick.
like he had a guy named Fluff, Mike Cowan, who I think had been with Fred Couples for 25 years. And Tiger goes, that's the guy I want. So Cowan immediately left Couples, even though he'd been with it for 25 years.
Right.
So we were speculating, Cappy, that if Steve Ballmer was in the market for a coach and he blew up the coaching salary structure, like right now, the highest paid coach, what's he make, George, 18?
Yes.
It is.
Right.
It is.
Eric Spoelstra.
If Steve Ballmer...
I think Steve Kerr got the higher one per year. He got like 18 and a half.
Okay.
Just
so if
recently
Steve
because he
Ballmer-
signed after.
If Steve Ballmer came out and said, I'm going to pay $30 million to whoever I coach. All right, so he just blows up the salary
Well,
structure.
I don't think Spoelstra leaves because Spoelstra, first of all,
That's like his family.
Yes. I mean, he's been there since 1995.
Only team he's ever worked for.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the other part of the equation is he just got divorced, so his ex-wife lives there. The kids live there.
He wants to be
and
around
he's
his
going
family.
to be the successor to Riley. Like
Right.
he's
going to be the big guy.
He's going to be Greg
Okay.
Popovich.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, and by the way, he kind of already has a huge say in what they do.
So let's take Spoelstra off the board.
Okay. Right.
All right, and assume that he's the rare guy who doesn't have a price. Like
Right.
he's just not doing it. George, who's your next call? And you're offering
Kerr?
Yeah, Kerr.
I mean, Lacob can match anything too, but Lacob's pretty damn rich too.
Right, but $30 million. Kerr grew up in L.A., went to Palisades High.
Right. Has a house in South near Cappy.
Right. It would be his last job. He's had some health issues, so it would be.
He just signed a 2-year extension with the Golden State Warriors, I want to say.
Right. I don't know why Golden State would let him out of the
That's
deal.
the thing. Is like
Well, yeah,
you got to compensate.
But
them.
I think though, if like
there's no one available that
yeah,
that
but
you
what,
can get.
what I'm saying is, if somebody like we all love working here, if somebody came to get us, and we're all under contract, if somebody came to get us and offered to, sorry, Cap, but offered to quadruple our salary.
What happened, Mace?
I think if we go to Sam Pines and we say, hey, Sam, somebody offered me $100 million, Sam would say, you got to go.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, what a lot of NBA owners would say about their coaches. Now, some people might block it. But my question, Mace, is who's the wish list? So we've established
You're talking
Spoelstra,
about existing...
Kerr, anybody in the world. Who's the third call?
Michael Malone?
Good one.
That's a good one.
Good one.
Michael Malone's not leaving Denver.
Well, Kroenke's also pretty
But the
idea here is what's your wish list? I agree.
No, you can make the call and let them reject you, to John's point. It's kind of like when in college basketball, the Kentucky job was open. They called Billy Donovan right away. And they forced Billy Donovan to say, no, I'm not interested in going back to college. Right? But that was their first call because Billy Donovan is a 2-time NCAA champion.
Sure.
You know, so if you're going to, and he kind of was in the family because of Patino, et cetera, before that. So, yeah, I get John's point, Cappy, which is you make the call and let them say no.
Okay. Now, by the way, I just
How
looked
about
it up.
Mike Krzyzewski? Is he just
I think
too old?
Yeah, I think he's probably. You want somebody that can give you a decade.
I wouldn't mind though, and I know I heard you guys talking about this earlier. Jay Wright, and I know you guys made the point about
Jay Wright is interesting.
Guys who have gone from college to the NBA, and it rarely works out.
Yep.
But Jay Wright's young enough versus Krzyzewski, and I think he's got enough credibility based on what he's accomplished at Villanova. So I don't think that's a terrible call.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you get a former NBA head coach as his bench coach, that's probably some security.
George, is Danny Hurley a hot candidate right now to go to the NBA,
No.
or are those two things not related?
No, I don't think those are related.
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to think. Here's the thing: it's just not a good time for NBA coaches. Like most teams have done what I think is the smart thing. You know, think about, you mentioned Spoelstra. That's what Riley did. The second time around, after he came back through the Stan Van Gundy Shaq fiasco, when Shaq pushed Stan out, basically, and Pat was like, I'm done with this for real. He knew Eric was the young guy, right? He was the youngest coach at the time.
McVay.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was. Eric was the youngest coach at the time. He was Sean McVay. And if you look at, like, Boston, say what you want. Missoula is the youngest coach in the NBA, I believe now. Then Utah, Danny Ainge hired Will Hardy, right? Like, he's one of the younger coaches in the NBA. Most teams do that. Like, they go, give me the hot shot assistant who can be here, in theory, for 15, 20 years.
But that's what I said about Jared Dudley before he left. When he first retired as a player, I was like, what about Jared Dudley?
Well, and then J.J. Redick's getting a lot of publicity
And I
now.
think J.J. would be a great head coach. And people that say, oh, he's never coached before. I mean,
Kerr.
Kerr, by the way, had never coached before. That's a great point.
But he wasn't in an NBA front office.
But he had never done that before he got that job either.
Okay, but still.
And I would say, but those are two completely different skill
I
sets.
understand, but we're also talking about a guy.
Do
in
you
Darvin
understand?
Ham, but I do understand. But let me ask you a question: was Darvin Ham a head coach before this?
No,
he's a hot shot assistant.
So what I'm saying to you is, and tell me if tu comprende, por favor. I don't want a first-time head coach.
Okay, well. Pat Riley was literally like an assistant for like a year and a half.
And as a point of isn't it tu comprendes?
Sí, yo comprendo.
And
yo comprendo.
Okay,
George,
gracias,
I don't
gracias.
even think it was a year and a half.
Right,
I
it was
think
like a year. Right.
But here's the other thing that's important with what
He was sitting there with Chicky Baby giving him the hand.
Here's
the
the
fist.
Yeah.
He was giving him the fist.
Yeah.
The fist. It was the fist. Right. It was
Here's
He gave him the fist.
Here's an important element of what we're talking about. One of the reasons Spoelstra has been able to succeed is that Riley always had his back.
Always.
When the Heatles went to
it was
Riley.
LeBron. LeBron was the one.
They started 9-8.
Yeah.
When LeBron, Bosh, and they went to Riley, and LeBron apparently went to Riley and went, hey, man, we need a real coach.
Hey, man.
And
you want the story that I've heard? And
Yeah.
I know, what's his name? Thompson, who wrote the book, who wrote like a big NBA
Tom
book.
Thompson?
No.
Wright Thompson.
Not
Stephen
Wright
Thompson? Michael Thompson.
No. Anyway, I'll find it.
Jonathan Thompson.
He wrote this story. He got it from Pat.
Yeah.
And I had heard a semblance of this story. And the story that I heard, the combination of the stories I heard was Dwayne Wade literally, allegedly told LeBron, no.
Don't go
You
in
don't
there.
want Riley to coach this team.
Right.
Like, you don't understand what we're going to have to do. Like, he's trying to explain to them the 3-hour practices, all
Right.
this stuff. Like, you don't want that. And he went anyway, and then the story goes that he asked Pat, do you get the itch? And Pat said, the itch for what? And he goes, the itch. And he's like, the itch for what? And he goes, to coach. And he's like, no, I'm done coaching. Spo's the coach.
And so you might need somebody like that. You might need somebody like Riley, because look at the Lakers. They fire the coach every 2 to 3 years.
Right.
But the reason Spo survived everything is that Riley always said, get out of my office, he's the coach.
Right, and they did win 2 out of 4 championships.
Right.
That helped too.
But even after the drop-off, even after LeBron left,
right.
and they missed
were still
the playoffs.
Right,
and,
but they only missed the playoffs 1 year. Right. They were back in it right after that. And they missed it because Chris Bosh got his illness, right? He had blood clots.
That's right.
But John, your point is well made on me, at least, which is that Spoelstra was mentored, was raised by Riley.
Who's going to mentor a coach here?
Well, that's a good question. I would
like Rob, and Rob's done a good job as a GM in most cases, although not every case, in my opinion. But he's not a coach. He doesn't know how to mentor a coach.
Yeah, so you almost have to get a coach who already knows how to do it.
Right. That's the problem. And there's not that. I mean, you could bring Frank back if he gets fired. I wouldn't be against that.
I wouldn't either.
I love Frank.
I don't.
Me too. He's still got a place in the South Bay.
I can't quite square why he got fired in the first
Russell
place.
Westbrook.
Well, yeah, it was pretty easy to see. Right, Russ got him fired.
Yeah.
And that trade, as we look back on it, was disastrous. So now that that's kind of in the rearview mirror, maybe they would consider Frank.
I would bring Frank back. I
wouldn't be opposed to that.
If he's available, which I believe he probably will be, I would consider. I think Frank should be on the short list.
George, you may know the answer to this.
Is that because he's not very tall?
Does Clutch represent
that's
coaches?
what it sounded like.
No, not anymore.
Okay.
Actually, they partnered with one of the big time coaching agencies.
Okay.
So it's not Rich Paul doesn't directly represent them, but the guy who is the guy that they. When I say the name, you're going to go, oh yeah, for sure. He's like he was one of the big coaching agents. And they just merged.
It's not Warren LeGarry.
It's not Warren LeGarry. Hold on.
It's not Tom Thompson, is it?
No.
It's Wright Thompson.
By the way, Ian Thompson was the guy I was thinking of, the NBA writer who wrote the book.
Yeah, Cappy knew that. He was just
Ian Thompson.
Ian Thompson. Right.
His friends call him Tom.
When
Cappy.
Sedano figures this out.
Yeah.
After he figures it out.
Yes.
Because I don't want to start a new thought until he figures this out.
Yeah. I can only handle one thought at a time.
I want to talk to you about something that I heard last night.
Andy Miller.
Oh, no. Don't do it. Don't do it, Cappy. Don't do it.
Andy Miller and Warren LeGarry were the two big.
About?
This is podcast material, not on-air material.
What is he doing? What is he saying?
Well, here's what I'm saying. George, what was the name of the agent?
Andy Miller. Warren LeGarry was the number one coach agent.
Right. He was.
Andy Miller was like 1B, basically.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So last night, guys, I was on my way down to South LA, and as I committed to Mace yesterday, I said, Mace, I'm going to listen to the Culture Pop podcast, and I'm going to hear this Phil Hendry interview.
Yeah, wasn't it great?
I freaking loved it. Yeah. And Mace, it would be very easy for me to just tell you that I loved it because I was a big Phil Hendry fan.
Sure.
But I will tell you, I thought both you and Sue Kalinsky were both terrific during the interview.
That's very nice of you. Thank you.
I loved the interview. I absolutely loved it. And my favorite part of it, and John, I know you listened to it. I wonder if you picked this one out too. My favorite part of it was when you guys asked Phil why he kind of left the business. And his answer was, it's hard to create a masterpiece every day. You know? I thought that was really interesting.
Don't we know?
Yeah. Right. Well, you're right. That's exactly right.
The other thing I took from his response to that question was, and by the way, you should listen to this Culture Pop podcast where this is Mace.
This is the biggest.
It's maybe my favorite one you've ever
done. I'm going to listen.
It's the second biggest Culture Pop podcast we've had behind
John Ireland.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like eventually this one may even dethrone Ireland.
Well, I would be very proud if I could assist in dethroning my own podcast because I was such a Phil Hendry fan.
So good.
And Cap, the thing I took from his answer, which I thought was really interesting, was he said, the other thing is sports radio became popular, and you guys in sports radio can argue about anything with no fallout. He says the country is politically so polarized that if I made fun of any politician, regardless, I lose half the audience.
Right.
He said in sports, you don't. In sports, if you come on and you say...
fire the coach, don't fire the coach.
Yeah, or you say Kobe or Shaq, or you say Rams or Chargers. He said everybody sticks around, both the Ram fans and Chargers fans, because it's just sports.
Yeah.
He said in talk radio, where you're dealing with real-life issues such as politics... I couldn't make fun of it anymore. But Cappy, did you hear now that you've heard it, did you hear that Mason almost got me in trouble on the Laker plane?
Oh yeah. When the whole story about the daughter in the car accident.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So,
Oh,
so
God,
have
that
you
just
heard-
busted me up.
Yeah. So Phil Hendry is telling Mason a story, and Sue, I think, asked him, "Hey, did you ever make some caller so mad that you got scared that you upset him so much?" And he said, "No." He goes, "That's all part of the show." And he at one point was proposing something absurd. This wasn't it, but I'll make it up. He that we can all drive 100 miles an hour on the freeway. And some guy called in and goes, "My daughter was in a serious car accident, and this is a ridiculous idea." And the fake guest that Phil was voicing says, "Your daughter, she hot, piece of ass." And the caller just lost it and starts screaming at him. And I'm on the Laker plane. Their season has ended. Everyone is super somber, and I'm literally doing a spit take in the corner, laughing so hard. It's so good.
That's so funny.
Mace, it was really a great interview. I loved it. I love Phil. Mace, one thing you didn't ask him that I know I would have. And I know you're too classy to ask something like this, and I just don't care.
We know you're not. Yeah.
Right. I don't care. I would have asked. I definitely would have asked him because he kind of intimated that his show, which we all loved, but was very hard to sell. And he also made a few jokes along the way about not making a lot of money.
Right.
And I really wanted to know from him, did you not make a lot of money in your heyday?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, he was syndicated to
over 100 stations.
A
little
yeah,
bit.
he had to have made millions of dollars. He probably felt like he could have made more.
I know he's been married a couple of times, so that may factor into it. I don't know how the finance. I mean,
you know that, Cappy.
Cap, you know how that goes with
a
finances.
couple of times.
Yeah.
But
I don't think he's broke, Cappy.
Well, that's what he made a couple of, like I said, comments, and I wondered, because he's got to be now in his mid-70s,
I think he's over 70 for sure.
Yeah. So I was wondering about that.
I got an email.
Yeah, from
the TV building on May 15th at 1:30.
Okay. Right in the middle of Mason and Ireland.
They are doing a wellness chair massage event.
Oh, nice.
I think you guys should go over there. Bergman should set this up, and you guys do the show while getting a massage.
I think that's brilliant. By the way, I'm all for massage.
Yeah. Well, you think
I'm pro massage.
Well, wait, Greg,
they got the chair.
Okay, yeah, send it to.
That's great.
I got the email, so I have to figure
it's just
out
a matter
how we
of
can do it.
logistically how to pull it off.
I would go over there and find out if these guys can do, and if they can just do the
Mason
show.
and I are massage chair experts.
Oh yeah, we know.
Well, this is the one they kind of put you over, not the one you sit in.
We have.
Oh, I got you. This one.
Okay.
Yeah.
By
the way, did you guys hear we're going skydiving next Friday?
Is it next Friday?
It's next Friday. It's everybody.
Next Friday morning.
So should we be here early?
Hey, Greg, Sedano, if we die, we die.
Yeah.
Exactly. You guys go 7 hours
Okay,
that day.
It's everybody. It's everybody. It's me, John, Greg, Bergman, Laura, and Brian.
And
Everybody.
Stephanie Alexander, maybe, if there's room in the plane.
Really?
Yeah.
And did I hear you guys are going out, that you're going out over the ocean
in
first?
Camarillo.
Camarillo.
Yes.
Okay. Very nice.
So if the parachute doesn't open, we just get wet.
So, Cappy, just be ready to get on the Comrex at 1 o'clock.
Get on the
I got
Comrex
it.
if you need
I
to.
mean, listen, are we going to go 5 for 5? I mean, or might we go 4 for 5, 3
Somebody's
for 5?
going to survive it, for sure.
Yeah.
At least one.
Right.
The
question is, are we going to lose
does the
somebody?
show.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we're saying.
Exactly.
So anyway, Mace, I got back last night to South, and I went to my favorite little grocery place, and I was looking for some food last night because I hadn't eaten, and they had these delicious chicken meatballs. They looked amazing.
Sounds good.
So I said to the guy, "Let me take 2 of those. All right, over there, a couple of those balls over there."
Is this in the hot section?
Naked lady teas. What do you get, a free bowl of
I'll
soup
take,
with that?
I'll take 2 of those balls right over there, and they also had this beautiful marinade. A great looking sauce. And I'm like, let me get a little bit of gravy right over there on those meatballs, those chicken meatballs. A little bit of gravy on the balls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
That's nice.
And on that note,
where you guys going?
Mason and Ireland has concluded.
Where are you
Bergman
going?
and I got to go work more.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Well, how was the podcast yesterday?
I got to go to the gym.
What podcast?
Oh, it's terrible. For me, John was spectacular. I was terrible.
The Ramona one.
The Ramona one. I thought you were
At
good.
one point, Ramona asked me a question, and I started answering it, and then I said, I don't even know what I'm saying. Wait, what? Cut it out. Oh, yeah, I started talking.
What happened? You got cold feet?
I lost my way in the conversation.
All right, by the way,
I couldn't follow the
How
thread.
is that possible?
It happens.
Before we leave, answer a question that Mason and I answered differently.
Okay.
I wanted to create a masterpiece.
Will the Clippers win a title under the Steve Ballmer ownership group?
Yeah, I think so.
I think
in
so
your
too.
lifetime.
Yeah, in his lifetime.
Cappy, what do you think?
I don't know why we're so confident. The answer is hasn't happened. So until I see it,
I mean, he's
no.
only been here for 10 years, 11 years.
I said yes. I think he has so
Keep
much
investing money in
and
Kawhi Leonard.
so many resources that eventually he'll get it right.
Yeah, I don't want to live in a world where the Clippers have a banner. Just don't want
Clipper
to.
Darrell would be insufferable.
By the way, I think Clipper. I'm going to show you this afterwards. I think Clipper Darrell. Remember Clipper Darrell had that incident at Crypto?
Yes, they beat him up.
Right. I think he got paid because I don't know if this was him. I couldn't see because I couldn't pull up next to the car. But I was behind a car.
The red and blue BMW
the
is gone?
5 Series.
It's gone?
No, it's his.
Oh, yeah.
That's him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
No, he's had that car forever.
In the South Bay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not
nice.
because he got beat up by the security guys?
I think he's upgraded to the South Bay is what I'm saying.
Not a
There
boy,
you go.
Darrell.
Good for Darrell.
All right, we're back tomorrow at 1. Cappy, thanks for that story. I appreciate that with the chicken.